Well, everything in town is going to absolute hell. People are starting to riot, pitchforks and flames. Everything's getting very intense. William is now gone. At least he got away, but Werther and eventually at some point, Magda, they were both taken by members of the church or townsfolk as well. Galliana seemed like she was going to fight, but Acrio seemed to handle it in that moment. A lot's really happened. I don't know how Lorelei and Cillian are faring right now, but...
We're not welcome in town anymore. At least, I am not. I'm pretty sure they would have killed me if they had the chance. People who talk to me. I was just trying to be nice. It's really starting to get on my nerves. I want to get the fuck out. I'm not sure that everybody does.
We might have some suspects. We might have caught some werewolves. We might have been able to find some solution to the rioting. You know, everything isn't on fire. Well, it is, but, you know, okay, anyway. Hunting down a priest now, possibly going to accuse a member of the church of treason. All good thing. I'm sure, love that for myself. Sure, nothing bad will come of that. Found some suspicious papers after illegally breaking into his room. All good things. No idea where he is. So, for all I know, he could be burning innocent civilians at the stake because he thinks they're vampires and werewolves. I don't know. And at this moment, I have so much shit to deal with, I can't even care.
Lorelei saw most of my awesomeness, but not everything. I mean, I was on fucking fire. I was in the zone, you gotta admit. I mean, you know, everything just fucking worked. And that's not usually how things go with me. So I'm pretty proud of that. Found Werther on accident. I mean, on purpose, as I'm going to tell the story to everyone else. I, of course, knew he was going to be there, and of course knew I had the skills necessary to pull him out. Anyway, now I'm running because, you know, very wanted criminal at my side. Sort of. I don't think he's a criminal. He's a flower guy. Just get out of the city. That's my plan for now.
I would have preferred to stay in town with Cillian and, well, now things have been revealed that I was not expecting to be revealed so soon. But it was the only way. It was the only way to do it. The old red, the man with the dogs outside the walls. He was like the others. Like me. Damn it! If only I would have been able to tell in the beginning, but it all makes sense.
Get to his house. Dogs are attacking. I'm like, okay, let me knock a couple of these people out, put the people down, put the dogs down, you know, break up the riot. He turns into a fucking werewolf, leaps at me, tries to kill me, probably shitting my pants, fucking trying to claw through my shield. And then what fucking shows up behind me? Amrita apologizing and then turning into another fucking werewolf. Because, you know, having to deal with one werewolf isn't enough. Now there's a second one that's been following me around for the past week or so. So, all good things. I'm about to get my jugular ripped out. So, my last note before I die or something, I guess.
Cillian, you and Werther are skirting the northern wall, trying to make your way to the gate. You know you could probably scale the wall if necessary and get out, but Werther's in no condition and is not physically capable of those sorts of feats, as you can see, even in the best of times. But he's a bit haggard right now. Something starts kind of like drifting in front of your vision, and a colder wind. You start to feel a late new moon snow start to drift down.
Oh. Well, that's sort of romantic. Yeah, I just keep making my way to the game. Can I say that I updated via message Lorelei when I left the cathedral, like what the situation was? Because I'm not sure I did.
Sure. What would you have said in this message via Geist?
Yeah, I've got Werther. I haven't got Magda, but she doesn't want to go. She's all right though.
Lorelei wouldn't have responded.
Busy screaming her lungs out.
So as we're sort of walking past the walls, I sort of start kind of talking. So we talked to William not a bit ago about something that seemed important. We intercepted this letter, and I'm pretty sure William will be going to his family. I know he hates them. At least that's the vibe I got. But specifically in this letter, it states that you're welcome as well. So I'm pretty sure you have a place to go.
You can see where they're wearing kind of that loose white shirt that's kind of been like ripped at the collar somewhat, kind of pulls it close and shivers in the cold. If I can get there and survive, not just the weather, but how are they going to know? Vampires don't discriminate.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna figure it out. Don't worry. First, let's take one thing at a time. We need to get you through a probably closed gate. I've got something on my sleeve. Don't want to use it if I don't have to, but we'll figure it out. I've got a plan. And we'll move towards the gate.
Mm-hmm. And he'll be like, I don't have much of a choice but to trust you. I think William did, to an extent, as much as he does anyone.
Oh, for sure. Trust me. Don't have to trust anyone, in the city. I am helping you, though, so keep your wits about you.
The gate is not closed, but it is guarded. You see a few people carrying torches and such kind of move in and out of it, just a handful or so. And yeah, a couple Cathars in heavy leather like gambesons guarding the gates with weapons.
Oh. How many guards are there?
3.
Okay. I think, right, so, is there like a group of 2 on one side and one guard on the other?
It would be like one on either side of the gates, and they're on the inside, not the outside of the gates, and one who kind of like patrols back and forth. So he kind of like goes to meet one and then the other, stopping and checking people as they move in and out.
Okay. I'm just okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to roll good. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'll
Do it.
just walk up in full sight of all 3 of them, and I'll say, and I'm gonna speak to the one who's like sort of patrolling.
Mm-hmm.
How are you? We are to leave. Things are getting hectic and I want to get the fuck out. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, so he'll look you up and down by yourself. He doesn't recognize you specifically, but it seems he does recognize the Vistani type. Where exactly are you headed?
The road. Like normal?
Getting up for good?
Yeah, of course. I'm sort of like getting a vibe here. People don't want me here, and I get it. Different. We're good. Just want to get out.
All right, well, Can't imagine you're gonna be a threat to the town if you're not around.
Exactly. So, me and my friend are just gonna be leaving. Hope that's alright with you.
So you're walking out with Werther in full view as
Oh,
well?
yeah.
Ballsy.
Okay. Alright.
Ballsy.
Roll persuasion, and I'm gonna roll to see if he recognizes Werther.
It's like the exact same Cathar from the house. Like, wait a second.
Wait a minute. I know you.
Oh, huh, wait a minute.
So Werther is, well, he's barefoot. It's starting to snow. The wind is picking up, and he's like basically in a light, kind of loose white shirt, button down that's been torn. And he looks over at him a little bit like that's not road attire. But in his disheveled state, somewhat dirtied, and his hair down, not pulled back in a ponytail the way he usually keeps it, the guard doesn't really seem to recognize him. He probably doesn't frequent flower shops all that often, if ever. But he would be like, he's going out on the road like that.
Well, we're waiting on some friends. Huh? I'm not traveling on my own, or with the two of us. That's for sure. He's been down on his luck. Hasn't picked him up off the streets. He agreed to go with me. And that's all there is to it. I've got some clothes waiting in a cart, like, up the road.
All right, well, we don't need more vagrants in Corsica. Go on, get.
Of course. Have a nice day, sir. For your troubles. And I'll slip like a copper piece in in his pocket, and I'll move on.
We'll accept that.
And just walk, get a bit further, try and find like a sheltered place nearby.
Werther keeps his head down as you do. It's getting like just at the edge of like freezing temperature, just enough that the snow can stick. It's not bitter cold, but with the wind and him being like very poorly dressed for it, it's starting to show as he shivers. He's like, I'm guessing you don't actually have any cart waiting.
I've got a cardigan on. You can borrow.
I would appreciate it.
I'll throw any clothes I can, which is pretty much only that cardigan, and I'll throw it around his shoulder.
Sure. Grabs the edges, pulls that in.
Sorry, I haven't got more.
Why are you doing this? You don't have to be risking your neck.
Well, my friends seem to like you. That's for sure. And plus, you're fucking... Well, you're fucking, but you're also fucking, a person who hasn't done much wrong, if I'm to believe Lorelei and Amrita, which I do. So, a life is worth a lot, you know? Especially one thrown away casually. I can't stand for that. Even if it's kind of dangerous for myself. But, listen, I had like 2 other plans and was pretty sure we were going to get through this. What I don't have is clothes. Sorry. I have some candles which can keep you warm.
He takes in everything you say and looks out into the dark, clouded night sky as you kind of find your way toward a small tree line, and he's just kind of like surveying. You can see a hazy area where the moon would be behind the clouds is the only light in the sky, and he just seems to be like searching the skies for nothing that's there.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says, well, I guess you've got something in common with Amrita and Lorelei. They risked more than they had to for me also. It would be a bit of a burden, I think.
How do you know them anyway? Seems like a complicated story.
Well, we're not going anywhere, so I guess I'll tell it. And he will explain that history. Meanwhile, Lorelei.
Oh,
Can I, while he's doing that, I have a set of weaver stools, so I want to try and fix up the torn pieces of his clothes while he's telling me.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Kind of guided by the hand of one of your long dead aunties, who's like there kind of to assist and aid you in that. Go ahead and make
Thanks,
a weaver's tools with your dexterity.
Make Nonna proud.
It's pretty much just the dexterity check then, because I switched the proficiency to something
Sure.
else.
Not making
You know,
Nonna proud.
it's more of a gesture than actual result.
Sure, and the thing is, like, because you not attune exactly, but focus more on one of your past relatives and their assistance more than others, it's like, yeah, she has shown you what to do, but it's always like, it's never like you really had a chance to learn it yourself. She's always been there to guide you with this, so when you're not as connected to that, like, yeah, it's sloppy, but it's functional. You would probably hear in your ear as he's like explaining this story, just a Meanwhile, Lorelei,
Yay.
back at the Cathedral of Corsiva, having made a massive scene to distract people, screaming and wailing. The priests freak out a little bit, trying to figure out like what's going on. She's like, she's possessed. What's happening?
Like a while after she gets that like update from Cillian, she like reels it in and she just like tries to calm down and settle them down as well, because you can probably tell that they're a bit unnerved. Like, sorry, there's just a lot of tension tonight. Just pushed me a little. I'm sorry. I'll get out of your hair. I'm sorry for wasting your time.
I think it would be better if you stayed and rest. Something's wrong, and the city is going through a purge. It's going to be bad, and it's always darker just before it gets light.
I have somewhere to stay. I can go there.
They kind of look back and forth between themselves and look you over after this whole thing. I think you better wait.
Okay.
They will exit the room, and as they do, you hear a click.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
I knew it.
that's awesome. That's so good.
Crazy person.
Oh,
I've been fucking institutionalized. Oh no!
We're gonna take you to the soft room now. Don't worry, ma'am.
Here's the hug jacket. She'll like sit up against the wall and just like bury her head in her hands, like, damn it!
Jump out the window.
I don't want to.
I don't think there's a window, is there?
And if it is, it's probably stained
this
glass,
would
and I don't
be-
want to break it.
Right. This would be more like in the inner part of the cathedral, where there's no window. It's not one of the exterior rooms, kind of in the bowels of the church. Asuriel and Acrio.
I have Lily on my lap. Let me just eat her off.
Sure. That same colder wind starts to blow in, bringing in a drifting late snow for the season. The body of this old man, transformed into his werewolf, slain, begins to twist and shudder and shrink down. His clothing is entirely ripped off, so he lays there in the snow that drifts over him, just naked on the ground. Several of his dogs that are still conscious, or that had not been killed and kind of regained conscious, they come over, just kind of like pushing on him with their nose. They're injured, and there's blood all around him. Meanwhile, Amrita stands
Healed up.
covered in black fur. Your shield is
Oh, wait.
ripped off.
She's
Yeah.
still
Hammer up.
she still also has her crimson rite activated, but she steps a few feet back further, but holds out just what would be her right hand as a claw. And she says this while she's still in the form, quickly trying to dispatch the crimson rite and all that. But it's like, I have control. I have control of it. I did it to help the two of you. I'm sorry, but it was the only way. And they see as the crimson rite dispatches itself and her eyes return to normal and everything, and the goat's eye starts to calm down, and she turns back into her normal self, but is just holding out her hands, stepped a few feet back.
Asuriel is rushing over to Acrio and gonna cast a Cure Wounds on him.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I am dying.
As Asuriel just lays a hand on your, mostly just your armor, but trying to get a touch anywhere on your skin to help channel this magic.
Does it look like the other two would have ever seen a werewolf that could talk like that, though? I'm very curious.
I mean, if
you're
Asuriel
a
ever did, she
werewolf.
wouldn't know. And has Acrio ever encountered a werewolf prior to this either?
I mean, I let one free and another tried to kill me.
Yeah, that would be the only ones that.
Well,
In-
I meant
in his
that,
recent
but I meant
experience.
as in, I meant talking in beast form, though. if
I
you've
am
ever-
No, what
Not
I
a
mean is
werewolf
he's
hunter.
barely
Oh.
ever met werewolves ever,
Oh, yeah.
talking or otherwise. So he doesn't.
I'm a
Doesn't know.
Stensian.
You can make
Oh.
a religion check, Acrio, because you have been trained somewhat in these sorts of dealings.
Yeah, okay.
In all of the lore and studies
Really?
you did at the Elgid grounds, there's never been any mention of a wolf maintaining that level of human intelligence. It's always been taught that they go completely savage, completely attuned to their feral nature, and basically lose their minds and are incapable of human interaction. So this would definitely seem out of place from what you've learned.
Amrita's still holding her hand out, right?
Yes, the fire from the claws kind of fades.
Okay.
And her whole form is
And-
gone
and
now. She
She
dispatched
begins to
both of
shrink
it.
back down. Yeah.
Okay. Acrio will kind of squint at her, kind of keep looking at her as he picks up his shield, looks it over, sighs, puts it on his back, and slowly approaches her. Very slowly. We have more to do right now, but we'll talk about this later. And he'll hold his hand out and shake it for now.
Amrita awkwardly does the same thing with her right hand, not expecting it. Indeed, we do.
Right now, we have to go find that priest. And maybe look around Red's house. Maybe he has something.
Probably do that first, then.
Yeah, you start looking. I'll get the cart fixed, get Red's body loaded up, take the werewolf back to town.
Asuriel just looks in between the two of them. Okay, and just gonna go help him with looking around Red's house and maybe looking if the dogs want to go somewhere else now that their master's absolutely dead.
They really don't.
Yeah,
Just
Amrita
let
will.
them go work.
Amrita
They're
will
still. They're not.
investigate
They have
herself.
not quite calmed down from their vicious state. If you try to put a hand toward them, they will snap at you.
Try, but when they do that, that's okay.
Amrita, you're picking up Oddrid's body and taking it to the cart.
No,
Oh, I thought
I'll
they're
do
doing
that.
that. I'm investigating the house because
Yeah.
that makes sense that they would not want to be near her while she
Oh,
investigates
okay.
it.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the cart and the body.
No, Asuriel's going with her.
Yeah, Suriel can be near the werewolf. I don't want.
The wheel of the
Oh.
cart is partially destroyed. You're gonna have to take some time setting the hammer near it and kind of propping everything back up, touching the stone of the hammer, which even as it touches wood, you hear this like ding kind of reverberation as you use it to mend, and the splintered wood just starts to kind of vibrate and snap itself back into place.
Oh, that's so cool. Sorry. Just other materials acting like metal and backwards. Okay.
And yeah, it takes several minutes to get it back to functionality. Either dragging or foisting the body up onto your shoulder. You have to limp somewhat.
Oh yeah, how much is that cure wounds?
I was about to say, yeah. Did you ever roll the cure wounds?
No, I'm still trying to get focus on you.
Oh,
Oh my God.
I'll click
I do have
it
it
real quick.
open now.
Yeah, I can click it real quick.
Yeah, probably better.
It's just a normal first level. That would be your last sorcery points.
Yes, it is.
Hey.
So yeah,
Hey.
ignore the 2. That doesn't count because that's
Oh.
that's damage from being bloodied. So it's just the 9. But yes,
Still,
using
that's
the
good.
last of what magic she has. Says 2.
I think half of 33.
Half of 33 would be 16, right?
Hey, I'm above bloody.
Nice. The wounds seal to the point that they are no longer bleeding. Amrita and Asuriel, what exactly are you looking for in the house?
All right. Is the door unlocked?
Mhm.
Amrita will enter inside first and attempt to look around, maybe see if see anything that might have smelled similar to Cormac, or just anything else in general that looks like he could have been the one that killed him, if that's possible.
You can do that, but there is no indication whatsoever that he was related to it.
All right. Well, then just a base regular investigation with the eye. Well, no, the eye is probably not going to help with that, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Steal all his money because now he's dead and he doesn't need it.
I was gonna say, yeah, like you can find, you can probably find where he stashes the coin. There's not much of it. He's very much a living off the land type. Simple house. There's some like furniture that he's fashioned out of, bone. There are like antlers mounted on the wall, but it's very primitive.
Does it look like he maybe had any family, or there's any secret photos anywhere at all from anywhere?
No paintings,
okay.
no photos, no indication.
Can I peek in the door and be like, is there anything that might explain how he didn't turn into a werewolf on the night where he's supposed to turn into a werewolf? Any journals like that? Any paper? So you know how to write?
He doesn't look like the type he would have kept anything, right?
For that, you can make an investigation check.
Okay.
I don't know how this motherfucker stopped being a werewolf.
If he does, it was very well hidden. There's no, he didn't seem to be like tracking moon cycles the way Ewan had or anything like that. It's just, yeah, woodsy type guy as far as you
He
can
was
tell.
just that fucking willful.
Maybe.
He was just like, do not become werewolf. And werewolf was like, oh, well, fuck, okay, sorry.
Remember, kids, just say no to lycanthropy.
Yeah, you're-
Amrita looks around. There's nothing I can find, and well, it's kind of weird. It's like going to talk about personal experience, but it's like stays quiet because she doesn't know if she's supposed to talk about any of that right now or what happened with her when she was younger. But it's every individual is different on how things happen and perceive.
Take that as a you don't know, I don't know, and there's nothing here. Let's just go find this priest, find Lorelei, not Lars. Lars is dead. I don't know who Lars is. Cillian. We gotta find Cillian and Lorelei. Maybe that priest. Cart's ready. might as well start running.
Should we just leave instead of saying anything about the priest?
What? Just. I mean, I guess we can just leave, but like, gotta find Lorelei, gotta find Cillian first.
You can find 15 coppers, by the way.
Ah, sick. We're rich now.
Yeah. Narratively wise, I'll give the money out soon, just not yet, because shit's been happening, guys.
Yeah, don't
so
go
sorry.
near
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah,
Shit's been happening.
bookkeeping
So I
comes later.
Yeah, later.
The werewolf comes up. Hey, you want some copper? Yeah, Acrio will get into the cart, and like, if Asuriel and Amrita get in, Acrio will drive, but he'll like repeatedly look back at Amrita to make sure she's in the same place.
Not inching closer to you.
Yeah, not slowly
you look.
inching closer with a claw preparing to fucking.
She's an SCP.
She's 173.
Yeah, Amrita awkwardly stares on the other side, a distance away from Asuriel as well, just kind of keeping the distance between the two of them.
Asuriel's not keeping her distance. She's sitting right beside Amrita, and she's asking a bunch of questions.
Just sitting on
Amrita
his lap.
moves. Amrita moves and doesn't answer any of them.
I guess I'll do a loop around the city. How long would that take?
A while.
A while?
Like, it's a pretty big city. Easily a half hour or more. Maybe up to a full hour, depending on... because you're going kind of off-road. Yeah, they graze cattle around here, but it's not for carts to just be traversing over.
Any of you two back there got communication methods? No? Okay.
Wait, I could wave this around. And I'm just gonna cast light on something and just wave it around.
Shoot it up into the air like a beacon. Oh my god, you could make a flare if you like took a
Cast light on like a
crossbow
rock and
bolt.
put it in a slingshot.
How far is Acrio with the cart? Amrita's going to look around to see if maybe she can hear or probably see Cillian or Lorelei if we're near the gateway or it looks like they came out at all. Are we close enough to do that, or are we still really far out away from that area? Or where were we going first? I don't know.
So many questions.
I don't know. I'm
know
sorry.
if
That's
we
a lot
should-
of questions.
I don't
All
know
right.
if
So
we
are we
should go
trying to
back
find the
in town.
priest first?
I don't know what we should do. I feel like we should find our party again, gather
Yeah.
everybody up.
Okay. Sorry.
So
Then, yeah.
I feel like if we make our way back into the city and back towards the church, we'll eventually find one of them. Hanging.
Listen out for the loudmouth Vistani.
All right. At some point, I think Amrita will hop out of the cart just to see if she can track, maybe, if Cillian or Lorelei might be nearby or outside like us. If we get closer to the
bye.
walls.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can do that. So, approaching the gates that you had left on the southeastern side of the city, you find it completely unguarded as
Oh.
you're making your way in. There's sounds of like some kind of destruction. You hear thunking and boards and people shouting. Amrita, you search around. There's you can't smell anything that indicates Lorelei or Cillian would have come through here at any recent point.
What about the
Fuck did those guards go?
What about the doctor as well? Because realization will hit her that she made a contract with this individual, and it's just kind of like, oh crap.
Dr. Engel, same thing, doesn't seem to have passed through at any time recently.
I'm gonna start taking the cart towards the south. Like,
So
is
you-
it?
It's within the city.
Is it within the city, or is it the whole city sounds like this?
There's some ambient noise of voices and shouting throughout the city, but I mean, it's a pretty big city. It's not. What you're hearing is fairly localized,
Okay.
and like lashing your mules to go forward, rattling across that plank bridge over the moat fairly quickly. You can find inside where the guards are like tussling with a smaller group of townspeople. It looks like just civilians who have like started to break into a building, and they're like having to like pull them out and you know draw weapons on them. It's kind of a standoff with shouting back and forth about people making accusations about the person who lived there and different things. The guards being like, taking this a little bit too far.
That's the source of the noise? Guards
Yes,
tussling?
locally.
Okay.
And the reason the guards are not at the gates, it seems as though they've moved in that direction.
Got it. Okay. But it's not something that needs my attention or any of our attention. It's how many people? Is it like the guards are getting overwhelmed?
No, there's maybe a dozen at most people and a handful of guards. So it's not, and they're not actively combating each other. It's just, a guard will pull a guy down, like kind of shove him to the ground. He scurries back, but he, grabs a torch and kind of waves it around, but they're not killing each other per se. It's more like a big argument. It's slightly violent.
Yeah, fuck those guys. They'll have bruises tomorrow. They'll walk it off. They'll just need some ice. Wait, ice is a luxury. Fuck them.
Well,
to the church.
There's snow starting to accumulate on the ground.
Yeah, they can press
at this point, kind of like
their faces
the wind,
to the floor.
The wind blowing it up against corners, catching on barrels and the bottoms of lampposts, that sort of thing. Within the church, Lorelei, you hear that click of the door again as it opens up, and Brother Valentin steps in, kind of wringing his gloved hands.
What kind of bitch?
Lorelei, I heard you were injured or had some kind of episode. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Good.
Just kind of looks like past him. It's like, did they send you, or are you just checking in on me?
Make an investigation check.
Oh boy.
You can't see anyone outside the doors, but you can see the shadows of several people, tricorn hats in the shadows, probably Cathars, posted outside the door. And he will say, "Oh no, nobody sent me. I heard you were here and wanted to ensure you were okay."
I'm fine, really. Would you mind just sitting down with me? I need some company right now.
Oh, certainly. There is much to do, I'm afraid, tonight, but I can sit. I should.
Like, she's just still like sat against the wall, and she's not gonna move. She's just gonna watch him.
He will come and like take a seat on the bed, just like right next to you. Things are crazier than expected.
You can say that again. I didn't expect it to all go south so quickly.
Not again. Well, it does remind you of the night. The Yond was overthrown. I only hope the results are perhaps from where you're sitting. For me, it's about the same. Such a lack of control over the situation. But the results, as I said, hopefully are equally positive.
They're not going to let me go, are they?
I mean, of course you're free to go.
They locked the door.
Well, yes, I spoke to them about that. They were concerned you might be not in the right state to be out there. It's dangerous, and could get trampled by a crowd. I assure you it was for your own safety, but if you're capable, you can go, of course. We don't want anyone getting hurt who doesn't need to be.
I might stay. Now that the option's open, it feels less terrifying.
Indeed. I must make my way out in time. The people need guidance.
I don't think they're going to listen.
Have to try. These are times when shepherds are needed most.
Where are you going to try first?
Outside the church, of course. Make our way into any malaise that seems unwarranted.
I mean, your concern for me is I feel exactly the same way. You sure that's right? Are you sure that's wise? You sure they're not just going to turn on you?
On a member of the church, I don't think so.
Stranger things have happened.
But there are those with swords nearby, of course.
So you won't be
That
going
is what-
alone then?
Oh no, of course not. The Cathars will aid me.
Good, that's good. Can I get like a vibe on him as to like if he's like happy about this riot or if he's like genuinely perturbed by it?
So yeah, make an insight check.
Yeah,
Beat
I want
the
to see if he
shit
feels like
out of
at
him
all.
and see if
I want
he
to see if he's all like
cries.
at all like vindicated by this.
Ooh.
The vibe you're getting is like he's mentioned the night Jan was overthrown as being like a positive thing, and it's like this is the necessary thing that's happening as long as we keep it directed toward the ones who deserve it.
Right. So he is seeing a positive spin on this.
Mhm.
Lorelei, she uncomfortably like shifts her weight because she really doesn't know what to do in this situation. Can I ask you something? Kind of
Yes, of
strange.
course.
I worry that someone's been orchestrating this. From our investigation, it doesn't seem like our original theories are panning out. It seems like someone is setting this off.
Make a base charisma check.
Hey.
Come on, Lori.
Beat the
Just
shit
ready.
out of him with your new flail. Hey!
Okay.
I'll take it.
Decent. Yeah.
So the springs on the mattress kind of like squeak as he shifts back, leaning against the wall, like you kind of lacing his fingers across his kind of portly stomach as he just so you do know. I'm sorry, the duplicity has been eating away at me. I'm keeping things secret for so long. I can't take credit for everything, but I have played my part to the best of my ability.
Can't take full credit. Someone else can?
Well, the people are doing most of the work.
But you were the kindling in this.
I've tried to do everything I can. As you said the other day, it would be perhaps better if I had the capability to be more like you and Amrita and the rest of your group. But that's not who I am. I've done only what I can, such as it is.
Do you have any idea what you've started?
Yes, of course. And it's
Really?
not a start, it's a finish. The cult The veil, that was just the beginning. The ramifications of what they stirred in the city, letting werewolves run free, vampires hiding in the shadows. It all needs to go. This is the end.
I'm not the person you should be talking to about this. In fact, one of my group, I think, is probably the one you should be going to.
Well,
You know the Cathar Acrio.
yes, of course.
I
As I said,
I think you'd want to hear this.
it's not my place to brag, but perhaps you tell him for me, in your words.
Are you? You've got to be kidding. I couldn't convey this to him properly. This is your plan. This is your idea. It'd get lost in the waves if I tried to pass it on.
Perhaps. As I said, there's much to do tonight. But we will speak in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Certainly. Whew. Such a weight lifted. Now to work. Good night, Lorelei.
Good night.
He will stand and exit. One of the shadows of the Cathars follows him. The door remains partially ajar.
Lorelei's just gonna leave immediately. She is going to bolt.
What a bitch. Not you. Him.
Just so we're clear, not
Oh,
Lorelei.
Kill him. Okay.
What a bitch
okay.
for leaving.
Current theory, somebody tipped him off, which is the big guy, I think. I don't think he's the final kahuna.
No. He seems like he was convinced.
It's the final kahuna.
Somebody told him about the werewolves. Or maybe they didn't, and he is the big kahuna. I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna fucking impale him with a giant hammer.
Amrita,
That's a lot of force.
you make your way into the city eventually after you've surveyed the gate and ensured that none of your allies have gone through recently and made their way out.
All right. Then she will attempt to look for them in the city where they might have last been, starting perhaps with the doctor's house, seeing as she made a contract with him.
Well, firstly, I think your guys' original plan was to meet back at the town square. Was that?
Oh, was it?
I can't remember if you said let's meet back here, or if that's or if it was just that's where you guys all departed from.
We
Pretty
departed
sure
from there.
Killian said, "I'm gonna be at the North Gate." That's something Killian.
Yeah, I thought that's what
Okay,
Killian
yeah.
said too. He was going to be
That's
at the
what it
North
was.
Gate. So, but yeah.
All right. Amrita,
Search or
you would
North Gate.
spot as you're kind of like moving through the city, whether you branch off from Asuriel and Acrio at some point. Acrio certainly seems to be heading in the direction of the cathedral, but you would catch sight of not the doctor you're looking for, but the one you hadn't found earlier in the day, Van Stein, as he seems to be a bit disheveled, kind of trying to like straighten his waistcoat, pulling his heavier coat on tight as it's starting to snow. You can smell a bit of blood on him.
She will approach him. Dr. Van Stein, you're all right.
Kind of wipes the blood from his nose. Yeah, I'm fine.
I was a bit concerned earlier, Dr. Engel, and I tried to look for you, but you were not home.
I'm not sure how you and the others you're with are going to fare. Dragomir had me in for, I would say, some rather intense questioning. I didn't reveal your condition, kept that secret, but there are suspicions.
Yes, I plan to be leaving soon, but I'm glad to see you're okay. I'm very sorry for what happened to you. Do you know where I can find Dr. Engel?
I haven't seen him, not all day. I did hear something from one of the other rooms. Guards were speaking something of people. There was on the topic of werewolves. They thought, it seems crazy, of course, but I thought perhaps old Gertrude was feeding them from her flocks. It's insane, but I can't say what they're going to do about it.
Yes, this whole city has gone absolutely mad. I mean, I don't blame them, but believe me when I tell you I did not know about the others. I had no idea. I'm just on my own business, but...
That's honestly none of my concern.
Right. I'll be going soon. I just need to find Dr. Engel and some of the others before it's too late to get out.
I would advise sooner rather than later.
Yes. If I can, I'll leave tonight. I wish to bid you good well.
Stay safe out there.
Thank you. Again.
I'm going home and getting some coffee. Damn it.
Yeah, looks like it'll be a long night. And she quickens her pace, trying to figure out where the doctor, Lorelei, where any of them will be, and then gauging Cillian could be toward one of the doors, as suggested, of the gates.
There is no lights on or indication of occupancy on the Dr. Engel's house, the rental that he had. There's still that splattered paint across the front. It doesn't seem to have been ever cleaned off from the other night, but it doesn't look as though he's been home. The door is sealed up. It's not been looted per se.
And she cannot smell or sense that he's been here at all.
I mean, you can catch his scent for sure, but it's his residence. It's no more stronger than what would linger.
She will still try and bang on the door. Dr. Engel. Dr. Engel. We need to get out of here.
No reply.
She will attempt to open the door to see if maybe he's inside, and if not, just leaves.
It is locked.
She will try to unlock it then.
Okay. There are people on the streets. Are you just going to do that in front of them, or?
Was there a back door to this establishment?
I mean, yeah, it's a small house, but it's got a rear, door to a muck room. It is also locked.
She will sneak to the back then to kind of be more hidden.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, make a stealth check and then also a thieves' tools check using dexterity.
Steal all his money.
He didn't have money, and that's not her. She doesn't steal from the dead per se.
You can't lie to me. I just watched you steal 16 copper from a dead man.
Yeah, but it wasn't on a dead body, so...
It's from his cupboard, his little life savings in the cookie jar. That's
they
different.
They had no idea. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
You're not entirely sure if the torchlight has caught you as you make your way around back, but the rear lock is simple enough that you can pick it fairly quickly.
She makes sure to shut the door behind her and just move through the house to see if she can find him.
It's a single-story house. You know the basic locations. Actually, have you ever been to his house? I don't think you have. Yeah, you did when you met with him with Lorelei. So yeah, I'm gonna have you make an alchemy tools check with your intelligence.
Alrighty.
Unfortunately, there's a smell in the air of something, and you can see kind of some alchemical equipment, beakers and tubes and some notations out, but it doesn't particularly strike you as being noteworthy in the moment. Probably some kind of doctor's something or other.
She looks it over to see if she finds any notes, but if she doesn't find anything or him at all, then she will just leave.
Neither.
Shit. And she makes sure to try to go quietly out the back and lock it.
Cillian, Werther is finishing up this rather detailed story of having been kidnapped by vampires, taken to a small keep in the mountains south of here, and being held by William's sister in a strange twist of events that you wouldn't have seen coming, and how she had some kind of like entity possessing her. And it's a very fantastical tale about how Lorelei and Amrita and Lars and William and another fellow Repellum you've never even heard of before all kind of like made their way there, and there was political intrigue, there was fighting, and people were killed. He mentions Lane, the other vampire who you had seen had written the missive to William. He comes up in the story, and how there was a betrayal within William's sister's court, possibly a spy. Lars's dramatic exit from the story in his death, how William's sister had been blinded by this incident, but eventually the entity was dispelled from her, and she seemed a little more in her own wits. However, there was still tension between her and William, and certainly he mentions the fact that the two of their mother seems to have been the one to have turned them to vampires to begin with. The sister Isabella accepting it and gaining some prominence, while William rejected it and has fought against his nature for some time.
Okay. Cillian is first off, Cillian is not really a good listener, so Werther is probably gonna frustratingly you have to get to this story through all like questions and then him talking about himself for a bit. How do you say that? But Cillian gets like he's really into the story, right? He's glad to know it, and also sort of also you said we could like we could roll if there are like things in our supplies.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Can I
so
roll for
yeah, if you're
extra
looking,
clothes?
yeah, for a small set of extra clothes. So what is your current level of supply?
3.
Okay, cool. So there would be a 30% chance that you've got extra stuff like that. So you could roll percentile, and if you get 30 or below, then yeah, you find some extra clothing and simple stuff that you wouldn't normally wear, but extra pairs of socks and that sort of thing. I'm going to say during your trip from Nephalia to Kessig, you wore out most everything you had. You're kind of getting here on the last leg of a bunch of your supplies. You have enough to keep you healthy, but you tore through a bunch of them. It was a fairly arduous trip, and you were hoping to make that paper when you got here, selling the painting to Jan, and make your way back. Unfortunately, that went a little sideways.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that's quite the story. Thanks for telling it. Put some things into perspective. I saw Lorelei staring at a grave. I think I understand why now.
Yes, that was unfortunate. I hate to think anyone lost their lives on my account.
Well, the way you talked about him, I'm sure he wouldn't see it that way.
I hope not.
I don't think so. Don't know the guy, but we wanted to say most people are good, but where we just got out of that doesn't really seem to be that true.
I think everyone is equally capable of good and evil. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
You know, that's a pretty wise perspective. I'm starting to get William.
He never speaks of Lars, but I see in his eyes sometimes he wants to. I think that might have been a death that hit him as hard as any of the rest of them.
Sounds like a nice guy. I'm sure people won't really remember me when I'm gone that way.
But I certainly will.
Yeah, let's hope so.
He's kind of like leaned against a tree, sitting down. You can see his bare feet, his toes kind of like curling as the snow is building up around you.
I guess we can get a bit further and make sure we'll build a fire, but make sure it's not seen. I don't think it would be that weird. I don't think guards will suddenly go check out a fire that's outside the walls.
As you do that, you can see from the north gate, it's a good ways off at this point, but still kind of within view, and still that the light of the torches kind of illuminating the space in the wall where it is. You start to see a somewhat larger assembly of people. It's hard to tell from this distance if it's guards or townspeople, Cathars, what it is, but they all start exiting the city.
Okay, then we'll hold off for a bit. Lay low.
They don't seem to be moving your direction, more in a westernly.
But no, I don't want to draw attention to ourselves right now. So I'll just settle up close and not really feel that bad about it.
Sure. Acrio, you are making your way to the cathedral.
Yes, to go murder literally everybody in that church. Not really, but...
We also have the werewolf corpse.
Oh yeah, we have a werewolf corpse.
Yeah. Lorelei, you would see the cart with Acrio on it, the hammer, sitting next to him as you're kind of like trying to rush out of the cathedral. You can start to see now what the others have seen, the snow that's drifting down in the wind, kind of like biting through your clothing and armor that, not really
she'll
prepared
pull her
for this
cloak,
anymore.
tie it around her, and just like sprint for the cart. And when she gets there, she kind of like stumbles a bit and leans on the edge. Am I so glad to see you guys?
Hey, you're not dead. Neither am I.
Where's Brother Valentin? Just admitted everything to me.
Admitted what?
That he instigated this. He admitted that he had been lying and that he had been working behind the scenes to incense the people to do this. He told that to my face, and I told him, okay, but that's not the end of it, Acrio. I told him that I'm not the person who should be telling about this, that there's a Cathar that would much prefer to hear the information. And he said first thing tomorrow morning that he's willing to talk to you. I recommend you might want to find him sooner than that. But as far as I know, I don't think he thinks that we're onto him in that way.
Magda, where is she?
Cillian said she didn't want to leave. But she's fine, I think. She's still in the church, I believe. But she's not going willingly. I don't know, I had to make a distraction for him. But he got Werther out.
Werther?
He got Werther. I don't know where they are. We kind of got split up, but I think Cillian's okay at least. I don't know where he is.
They said North Gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just
Yeah.
you guys. Fuck, we gotta go see how Werther is. Okay. We can deal with this tomorrow morning.
Yeah, let's just reconvene.
All right, pick up Lorelei, put in cart,
I
go.
can get in there myself.
Wait, what do we do with this? And Sir's gonna put at the body.
What
Oh.
the fuck is that?
Oh, are there people around?
Not in your immediate vicinity.
Okay, so he's a werewolf. Amrita's a werewolf. All good things. Let's go.
First one, didn't know. Second one, I already knew that. Let's just go.
Great. Good. Glad that was conveyed to me after she turned into a werewolf to make the second werewolf that I had to fucking deal with. Possibly.
Wait. Where is she?
Oh, I don't know. Because I never know.
You didn't hurt her though, did you?
Oh, I ripped out her jugular. She's bleeding on it. No, she's fucking fine.
Don't do that to me. I was about to fucking kill you.
Well, you can certainly try, because I'm very hurt right now.
She looks at Asuriel. He didn't actually hurt her, did he?
No, but I kind of did for a second.
She hit him with light from the sky.
Right.
She's not dead. She's fine.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Stuff.
Sit down.
We'll kill her later.
No.
Off we go. Giddy up. Or yeah.
Acrio trying to make a
cart.
joke. Lorelei, that's not funny.
We don't joke about that, sir.
Funny.
Directing your mules through the streets, you can see more people doing as Amrita had indicated, kind of like ganging up on anyone they might not know and trying to like prick their finger with this steel pin to ensure that there's no werewolves in their midst. Roving bands of individuals, guards like having to kind of fight some people back from excessive destruction. But as you make your way to the north gate, you find it guarded by a trio of Cathars, and Amrita, you've snuck your way there and you start to see the cart with Lorelei on back, as well as Asuriel. Acrio obviously driving it from your like hiding place behind a corner alley.
How many other people are in the vicinity, or is it just them coming this direction?
Well, I mean, there's the guards next to the doors. They're not too long ago, you had seen a larger group of townsfolk pass through, and you had to duck behind some things for remain out of sight. Your third eye kind of more interested in it than you are, straining to get a view. They all exited through the north gate, have not yet returned. That was 5 minutes ago, maybe.
She looks at the cart and looks at other crowd of people moving and is just going to try and see if she can look for the doctor one more time before wrapping up the eye and attempting to walk over or get over to the cart to go outside.
Dr. Engel, still no sign. As I said, Lorelei seems to have rejoined the group, but still no indication that the professor doctor is anywhere nearby.
Fuck! And she quickly wraps up her headband over the eye, and she will start to put her cloak close to her and begin to walk to the entrance, falling in line with the cart when it gets closer.
Oh, hi.
Lorelei like immediately lights up and leans over the edge of the cart. Amrita, you're okay. Thank goodness.
Yeah, whatever. Just let's be quiet and just get out through the door. She can see that she's just no expression or anything, but staring forward on wanting to get out of here.
Yeah, let's move.
As the cart approaches, just Acrio waving his hand to the guards to get out of his way, just shouting, "Make way!"
Make either a persuasion or intimidation check.
Yeah,
Make way for naughty.
Check. Get the
Naughty.
fuck out of my way.
I love how aggressive Acrio is.
He's so angry.
Yeah, but he's so soft boy when he takes off his helmet.
Helmet on, Angie. Helmet off, soft boy. All the anger is stored
Listen
in the
here, you
helmet.
little shit. That's the vibes he's got.
Sorry, I need 1 sec. Puts helmet. Now listen here, you little shit!
Good cop, bad cop, he's both.
Yeah.
With an 18 total, they quickly make way, stepping aside for your set of mules pulling the cart that are clearly not stopping regardless of what they say. So duck to the side and yeah, you tear through the door across this other little bridge over the moat.
All right, I'm gonna look to Amrita and tell her to start looking for Cillian, because he said he'd be here, right?
That
Somewhere
is what he
around
said,
here?
Yes.
Yeah, let's start looking for Cillian.
Yeah, she pushes up her headband again when they're away from the guards and begins to look around while she's still walking on foot.
Okay. You really don't need the third eye for this because your senses already give you advantage on the on smelling and hearing. But if you want to, you can. Either way, you'll have advantage on a perception check.
All right.
I'll look as well. Just to...
She very quickly
which
picks
way?
up
2011.
not just Cillian and his he's got a Vistani wear interesting perfumes and like incense that most people don't. It's got an aroma to him that's unique, and you can also smell.
Vistani would wear a lot of sandalwood.
You can also smell Werther has passed by not incredibly long ago.
Acrio, take a right. They're over
Left. No, right. We'll go right. Over to the tree line, I'm guessing.
There's not really a tree line that's not a forest, but there are some trees
Got it.
kind of out there. And as you're getting closer, Asuriel, you had cast light on a rock or something, or like the lid of one of the barrels that he's got in the back of his cart, just like the shining beacon.
Took it off, held it up to it off like it was a sun or something.
In either case, Cillian, you start to see this cart approaching with this bright white glow to it. Acrio is silhouetted behind, the light behind him, so you can see the pauldrons and like the hammer next to him. That's a very distinct.
Ooh, cool.
Starts to get
Alright.
closer, and it's actually a vampire.
I'll stand up, sort of wave. Took a while.
I'm sure you had a blast without us around.
Well, I've got a present for you guys.
Oh,
I'll sort of
God.
point towards Werther.
Hey!
Just
Oh, thank
waves,
goodness.
still wrapped in a cardigan, but his bare feet starting to like push snow away from around him.
Lorelei will hop out of the cart and just run over and just give Werther a hug. Just like pat him on the back. Glad you're okay.
Yeah, Amrita awkwardly stands and watches as they hug and just pats Werther on the head. Yeah, glad you got out.
Same to all of you. Do you have any pants or shoes,
Yeah.
maybe?
Socks, anything for the poor boy.
I don't wear my civilian clothing while I'm fully armored, so I have a full set of commoner's clothes in my backpack that I'll give to him.
Okay.
So, yeah, he can have some clothing.
They're very baggy on him. He's much slighter frame. And not quite
Boyfriend
as tall.
clothes, Mark
but,
too.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
quite as tall, but
you know what?
appreciative.
It'll work. Yeah.
I tried for
Skellyon's
Magda.
daughter.
Oh, yeah. Was just about to get to that, actually. I tried. Listen, I got her cell open. She seemed fine, though I'm not going to pull on someone who doesn't want to be pulled, especially in such a high-stakes situation as that one. So her door is open. She might be able to do something on her own. She might not be able to. I tried. That's for sure. Her fate is her own right now.
Well,
You made a
Acrio
good
didn't
call.
just save her ass for nothing, though, but it's understandable since her mother's still there.
I think her mother can do
Shit.
something for her.
We
How about
can't.
you guys?
We can't force her to do anything.
Exactly. What happened
No, but
with you guys?
have any of you
Oh.
seen Dr. Engel?
The doc? No, I would have known if I'd seen him.
Damn it.
Dead guy, werewolf, tried to rip my throat out.
Werewolf. There was
Yeah,
another werewolf?
turns out we missed one. Well, we missed two, but I'll get to that one. Yeah, we have one.
2. You killed one. Was it not like a situation where, actually nice guy, but werewolf?
No,
'Cause,
he definitely tried to kill me.
Okay.
And
Cool.
yeah, you can kind of like
Sorry about
peek
that.
into the cart and you see a
See the
naked old
shield.
man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, just with like the shield over his
His
important
junk.
bits, but yeah, it's very
Yeah.
obvious.
Full.
Honesty.
Oh, that guy. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Too bad. Kind of liked him.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a get bad guy, but when they viciously try to murder you, you don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, you gotta respect. Sure. Glad you're all okay. Are you all okay? Is someone dying?
I'm
No one seems to be dying.
My pride just died a little, but I'll
Cool.
live.
But you said second? I'm kind of curious.
Oh yeah, maybe another time we can get to that. Looks at Amrita, looks at the road. Anyway,
Cool. Okay, so let's get to plans. What are we just traveling north now? Because I'm kind of down.
Just as you say that, can I have everyone make a perception check?
uh-oh.
We're about to get fucking set.
Amrita would have advantage on this.
I will save you guys.
I am not looking.
I am looking.
Ooh, I'm not looking.
Amrita, it's
Cillian.
very obvious. Just your heightened senses pick it up immediately, as well as Cillian. It's you've been out in the fresh air outside this town for a while, so it's a little more jarring where the rest of you all came from, the places with the torches and everything. But you both start to pick up smoke on the wind, and looking around, you can see over toward the west on a small hilltop, just kind of the vague shape of a house. Amrita, you recognize it as Gertrude's house, and there are flames billowing off one side.
Oh no, Dr. Van Stein was right. I ran into him. It's a long story, but I think she was feeding the werewolves with her sheep. I think they're killing her.
All right, everybody fucking hop in. I guess we got a place to go. There's our plan. Come on, let's go. Everybody hop
Listen.
in. We gotta...
It's gonna be surrounded by fucking people who want to kill at least me and at least him.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Yeah, you... Here, take this. And I toss him a... Wait, I don't have a tent. I don't toss him anything.
I'll travel
Yeah,
along.
you had a tent. You and Asuriel had a tent when you were traveling on the road.
Oh, yeah, I toss him a tent.
I hate feeling useless, and you look like you've been through some shit right now.
Yeah, but there's an old lady getting murdered right now. She's
Okay,
old, right?
sometimes you have to. No, I get it.
Best
Sure.
case scenario, a Cathar showing up will scare them away.
That is true. All right, I'll travel
I
along.
can- I can go alone if you want me to.
No, no, me and Werther will stay here. That's fine.
Out here on your own?
I'll stay. You go with those two.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go
All right,
now.
all right, Cillian. I hold out a hand, grab his arm, and pull him into the cart. Onward to adventure.
Yeah, Rita stays back
Yes.
with Werther.
The cereal's just like, oh no, not again, and grabs the cart real hard.
Well, after last time, I'm probably a little low on mending, so I'm not gonna go real fast. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's not an unlimited
fast.
supply.
Moderate
Yeah.
speed.
I'm gonna go fast, but please don't break the cart.
As you're approaching the house, you could see there are silhouettes of figures moving away, kind of with the light behind them, sort of, and you can see some of them carrying a couple torches, but they are moving away from the house. You start to hear the sheep bleeding and, stomping their feet, they're pushed against the edge of the pin farthest away from the fire, just shoving into each other, trying to get away from it. So Acrio, as you're pulling the cart over hill through a valley, sparse trees, this black and just outlined with the fire of this burning house getting closer. Anyone with a passive perception of 14 or higher would hear not just the sheep that are screaming themselves, but what sounds like a human voice just saying, "Help! Help me, please! Somebody! Somebody!"
She's in there. We need to get her out.
The house itself is a smaller, single-story cottage kind of style, with a porch over, with a little bit of an overhang. I'm going to have you guys all go into initiative.
Oh, I don't like that.
All right. Approaching the house, Asuriel, you're the first who can kind of act on this rescue attempt, taking something with light on you, Asuriel.
If it's dark, you can't see definitely, yeah.
You can all approach Asuriel with light, kind of illuminating just the front of the building. There's a few steps, doors still shut. There's tables and benches and working tools for like shearing sheep and that sort of thing in the spring. So that's what you can see outside, as well as part of the building engulfed in flames.
Asuriel will definitely try and get in.
The doors you would find would be locked.
Sometimes a little firebolt on the lock to get it open.
Firebolt?
Okay.
In the burning building?
And for it, it's already burning.
Sound logic.
You can certainly try, which I'll go ahead and hit the roller for you so it doesn't take forever. 11 will hit, but not do that much unless you roll like really good damage. However, with maximum damage, it's not exactly the door knob, but near it enough that this little mote of fire blasts a hole in it, and you can see the doors just like start to swing open slightly.
She'll push open the door if she can then and get it.
Mm-hmm. As you push the doors open, there is billows of smoke that just pour out, hitting you in the face, as well as Acrio right behind you. It's very low visibility in here, and dense clouds of smoke.
Alright, she'll cover up her nose with her shirt and try and go in.
Okay. Lorelei, you watch as Asuriel has blasted the door open, moving in, calling out.
I am going to cast light on my shield, just to have another light source as well, if I split it from Asuriel, and I'm going to follow her in. And yeah, she's going to similarly call out for Gertrude and just be like, tell us where you are! We're coming to help!
Make a perception check. You can't see, and the crackling sounds of the building engulfed in fire and that sound of an inferno off to your right is really all you can hear. You don't catch a reply at all.
Yeah, she'll just keep moving ahead into the building then.
Are you covering your mouth as well with something?
Yeah, she'll grab like her cloak and kind of just hold it, just like the side of a cloak, just over the face.
Did I see any other entrances except for the door?
There are numerous windows on this building. It's difficult to see through them. They're all kind of smoked out, but there are other ways to see into the building and potentially get in if you were to shatter one.
Ooh, I
You
guess
could always come
running.
with me and throw me through the window.
Not a very strong boy. No, I'm just gonna run, I think. Grab a bit of cloth. Cardigan or something. Cillian doesn't have that good memories of breathing in smoke. So, sucks. I'm just gonna walk anyway.
Cillian, as you're entering, you would find off to your left a little seating area, book on a table, chair in the corner, this like cow skin rug laid out on the ground.
I'm just keeping my eyes open, and that's all I can do, and just using a dash action.
Further in, there's a seating area, a fireplace, which is ironically not one of the few things that's not ablaze right now. Can I have you make a Constitution saving throw?
Ooh.
Weaving your way through here, you are going to take 3 points of fire damage as the intensity of it is building up around you.
Makes sense. And I'll use my bonus action to dash.
Getting down the hallway, there's shelves and with books on them, just small assortment. Starting to see another open room, but this corner of the house is also ablaze, starting to catch what was probably at one time like a little storage closet, pantry, and that sort of thing is now completely engulfed.
I don't have any of them fancy schmancy lights. Barrel through past Asuriel. 60 feet of dash.
You would have to make an athletics check to shove down part of a broken wall.
Yeah.
It's kind of like charred.
Go on, Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whipping around Asuriel, just clanking metal, kind of encased in your armor, which is going to start heating up pretty soon. You can see
like
one
an
of the
oven.
walls that's kind of burned out and kind of cinders at this point. You want to avoid the inferno to the right, so you just kind of like shoulder check and slam through it, almost tripping over one of the sofa chairs that is blackened at this point. But you kind of get around that and deeper into the building itself.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Asuriel, at the start of your turn, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
And it begins.
Smokey the Bear says you should always crawl when in fire. So we should probably do
I probably should have hit the Constitution saving throw myself, but
Basically, just dash through trying to look for this old lady.
okay. I'll have you make a perception check, which I will roll.
Yes, please. There's the con save.
So
Salty, you should definitely let Jake roll everything, because then you can do whatever you want this game, because you'll have Jake's luck.
Yeah, do it.
So you, as you're like moving through the smoke in here, you've got your face covered, but it is so intense that you start to choke even on that, and you are beginning to suffocate. As long as you remain standing in this smoke, you will have a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier before you lose consciousness from smoke inhalation. At the same time that's happening, you're listening and you start to hear Gertrude, or you assume must be her, also older, frail voice, kind of choking and wheezing, and then it just starts to go quiet.
Can I tell which direction it's coming from?
Deeper in the house, all over in this area.
Alright
Deep.
then, let's
How
Gonna
deep?
go-
Super deep.
gonna go through that whole Acrio Revito.
So, okay, all right. Well, since you already rolled it, that works, because I was going to say you need to make another Constitution saving throw against some fire, which you already failed. So you're going to take 6 fire damage.
Oh,
I'm not resisting
Yikes.
to that yet.
At this point, kind of the layer action, quote unquote, occurs.
Fuck.
The beams of the roof start to shift, burning and losing stability. Asuriel's gonna have to make a dexterity saving throw. And here we go.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Jake rolls can't help you.
You take 11 points of fire damage as Cillian, you can hear this too. Sparks start to fly, smoke billowing down as part of the roof collapses, and Asuriel's not quick enough to dodge to the side as she gets hit with this, and I'm pretty sure she collapses on the floor.
Yep, she's down.
Oh,
If
fuck.
she-
Shit.
Even if she hadn't taken the fire damage, that would have taken her out because she exactly 11 inches.
So yeah, right next to you, Cillian, Asuriel gets hit with part of the burning roof, and as the beam falls on her, you see her like hit the ground, and she is not moving. As Lorelei, you would probably hear some kind of like yelp, partial scream from Asuriel as the sounds of Gertrude that you had already kind of lost track of. You can't hear her anymore either.
Yeah, she'll
Asuriel's
follow through
down.
the Kool-Aid manhole.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah, I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna one.
You're just running as well? Okay, I need you to make a constitution save against some suffocation. You're gonna start suffocating as well.
Oh no,
You have a
my
number
own
of
thickness.
rounds equal to your constitution modifier after this one, before you just completely lose consciousness, as long as you remain standing and moving in the smoke.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move up there. That was my dash, and for my bonus action, because that's all I can do, because I just used my action to dash around here. I'm just gonna bonus action spare the dying on Asuriel, just to try and keep her. It might not do much, but that's all. That's Lorelei's first instinct, is on the ground, spare the dying.
Cillian, same thing. Constitution save if you're still standing and moving through the smoke.
Hey,
Yes,
question.
sir.
Yes, what's the question?
Throwing a corpse, is that considered an action or using an item?
I mean, using an item is an action, typically.
Or interacting with an item?
Oh, like the free item
that would-
interaction. Oh my god.
Yeah, no,
It'd
that would
be an action?
require. It'd probably be an athletics check action.
Okay.
So yeah, Cillian, same thing. Your cardigan, it's knitted. It's not nearly enough to block out the smoke that you're starting to breathe in as you're trying to stand and move through here. Oh, and can I have Lorelei make a second Constitution save as she's getting close to the fire? Nice. So you succeed and you do not take any of the ambient fire damage.
Yeah.
Oh, the ambiance here, it's just great.
Oh, so good. I'm gonna write such a good review for this place on Yelp.
Okay, do I take damage?
No, you begin to suffocate, but you're not
Oh, I
going
see.
to actually. Depending on where you end your turn, is where you might have to
I see.
be
It
too
was a
close to the
different thing.
fire.
Okay.
So yeah, you can see this pantry burning. A little further down, there's another door that's open. This one, there's a door right here that is closed across Asuriel's body. Those are the most obvious places you can see further into the house.
Okay. I just turned to Lorelei and said, "You got it right." And
I've got her.
I just full sprint down this way, keeping an eye out for any like cellar doors or sneaky shit like that.
Okay.
Is this a dead end? I can't really tell because of the map.
It's difficult because you have no sources of light with Lorelei and Asuriel back there. So you will probably have to make an investigation check as part of that to even know kind of what's in this room.
All right, cool.
Very nice. There are barrels, casks possibly of fresh water that you can see kind of illuminated on the side. This seems to be a kitchen area, pots and pans and that sort of thing. You don't see any indication of a cellar door in this room, and you don't see any indication of a person in here either.
Okay.
That's the best. I mean,
Okay.
that's the best you can get, even with that.
Then with my bonus action, I'm just moving back. 1, 2, 3. Just stand here and say, "She's probably through there."
Okay.
Ending your turn there, you will need to make a con save against the blazing pantry. Fortunately, not quite enough. You will
We
take.
can't have people. We can't have people taking shit. Should I do a watchful eye? No. I'm not
You're
gonna.
going to take 5 points
Take it right
of
now.
fire damage, licking at your heels, and you can feel your eyebrows start to get singed, moving in and out of that door near the pantry. Acrio, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw against smoke. Assuming you are still standing and walking around as normal.
Yeah, that won't be for long. 21. Fuck
So
your
far, you've managed to hold your breath and haven't breathed in enough smoke that it's starting to choke you out quite yet.
Like, how is there any way to get past this fire without burning myself to a crisp? Like,
Not really.
yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll just go straight through to Asuriel, 20 feet.
Okay.
So I'm there. I'm gonna pick up Asuriel, and I'm gonna go jump through the window. Me first.
Okay. You haven't got quite enough movement to get out of a window, but you can get her up on your shoulders.
It's an action just to pick her up.
Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
So you you can move past Lorelei, and you're like almost up to the window. As you can see, like it's dark outside, and you're not sure exactly what's out there, and blocked by the smoke.
My free interaction with an item, does the window just open instead of breaking it and jumping through it?
Roll percentile.
I'm gonna jump through it. Wait a second.
Great.
Swings open.
The handle's right there.
1d100. 68.
Unfortunately, these are not that advanced of windows to have hinges and that sort of thing. They're just built into the wall.
I do need to jump through it. It's the only option.
Either that or you can chuck her through on your next turn. That's up to you.
I will be prone with her still over my shoulder.
Okay.
So
going down into prone, kind of getting below the smoke as best as you can. Asuriel, because you are unconscious, this will be your first round of smoke inhalation and is beginning to suffocate. So
even with her down below smoke level?
Well, because she's not really focused on it because she's unconscious. So she's already begun. She's already begun suffocating.
Yeah. She already inhaled the smoke.
She's not conscious enough to do that. But she's fairly constituted, so you think she's got a little while before that, outright kills her. However, burning building.
Child.
Asuriel, no!
Right on top of me. Don't worry, I have a body to cushion me. Oh, wait.
The roof begins to shift again, more of it collapsing. This entire hallway is about to give, and Asuriel's body is hit. Lorelei, you can kind of dodge instinctively out of the way. Acrio, you can feel the flames and the embers hitting your armor, getting in what you can see through your helmet. Yeah, Asuriel, you're going to take a failed death save. Even though you are stable, that is going to count as 1 because you are taking some damage.
Should have thrown her out the window.
Yeah, so Lorelei, this is your first round of suffocation as well.
Mm-hmm. Can I pick up Asuriel and throw her out the window?
I mean, is Acrio trying to are you trying to hand her off to anyone?
I was gonna throw myself through the window so she doesn't take another death save. I'll take the 1 point of glass shard damage, if anything.
I want to help, but I don't want to endanger her any further because I don't think anything I can do can actually help.
Just try and find the grandma.
You've got Asuriel?
I've got Asuriel.
Okay. I'll push past Acrio.
Because she's taken damage, she doesn't have to start making saves again, right? She's still spared.
Correct. She's still stable from Spare the Dying, but
that's pushed her, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's done something.
Being hit with more, even though she's stable, taking more damage will incur failed death saves, which includes shattering her through a window. So
that
would be something to be aware of. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's maybe a better option than Lorelei trying to yeet her through a window.
Yeah.
I just panic. I want her out of this situation.
Yeet.
The door's open. I can get through. No problem.
Yep. You're sputtering and choking. The smoke is starting to get in your eyes, making water, and it's difficult to see. But you can try to make an investigation check.
Yeah, I want to see if I can Can I make perception to see if I can hear where she is? Any sign of her?
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to figure out where she is. Same as my passive. Yeehaw.
With perception, you don't hear anything. There's no sounds whatsoever.
Okay,
Which is ominous unto itself.
Where are the other doors in this room?
As far as you can tell, there are no other doors in here. It looks like a bedroom, couple over here. There's a chest, a sofa. You think maybe this is most of the bids in here are child size. Perhaps she raised a family at one point here, but there's nobody in any of the bids as far as you can tell. And again, you don't hear anything.
Shit, yeah, and she's gonna walk back out and be like, "There's nothing in there either."
Well, you don't hear anything in there.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any doors. That's what I said.
You didn't see any doors, no.
Yeah.
Did you look around for a body?
I didn't see anything.
Well, you didn't look that hard. You listened.
Yeah. I'm choking here. I'm not exactly on brain.
Yeah.
Running low on oxygen to the noggin here.
Did you see anything?
It's like, find a...
I will, however, need you to make another Constitution saving throw at the end of this turn.
Oh my fuck.
Why are we so awful at these guys? Oh my god.
You're going to take 5 points of fire damage from the burning ceiling, this hall beginning to collapse that you're standing in, continuing to be less than able to breathe. Cillian, this is going to be your first round of suffocation.
Oh, would it be metagamey to go in the room and actually investigate it?
I mean, Lorelei did literally
I don't think
jump
so.
in and jump back out, so there's probably
she did not
would
give
assume
it
that
Okay. Because I feel like Cillian would trust her word, but also see that she didn't really look.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's outside the bounds of reason to have multiple eyes on a situation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you if you want to listen, you can do perception. If you want to look around, investigation.
Let me look around, please.
Again, you can see mostly child-sized bids, a few trunks, cedar chests at the feet of these bid, a sofa, part of the wall is on fire. Looking at one of the larger bids, you don't see anyone in it, but you kind of like duck down, crawling a little bit under the smoke, and you can see under the bid the body of what appears to be a woman hiding.
I'm so dumb.
Okay.
She is unmoving.
So that's my movement. Am I
barely
going,
breathing,
right?
Yeah.
Then just free action. I'd shout. No, I am suffocating. So I'll just say here. That's the only air I'm gonna expend. And
choking and wheezing, you get that out.
I'm over here.
Grabbing her would be an action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just move here so anyone comes in this room. And I guess that's my action, my turn. I don't have anything else.
So yeah, Acrio, you're back up. Still crouched down under the smoke.
So I don't have to make a con save?
Correct.
Awesome. I jump out the window, Acrio first.
So yeah, and it's easy enough. You can stand up. You've got metal gauntlets on. Just use it to smash out the glass, kind of like move around the edges, remove as many shards as you can, and yeah, just foist yourself out. I would say you need to make an athletics check to kind of like bring her with you and not like fall on your face on the outside. I'll say that's good enough to stumble out without damaging Asuriel. She's still unconscious, burning. Her clothes are still partially on fire. You can kind of pat them out to an extent, but she is outside of the inferno.
10 feet for that.
And dragging a creature, you are at half speed, so you can only move about 5 feet.
Move there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put her down here.
Asuriel, you are still unconscious and no longer breathing in the smoke. You don't know exactly what's going on, but you're stable, at least from Lorelei's magic. Lorelei, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Woo!
Asuriel was in the building, it would have been her.
That would have been her.
Well, I only rolled a D2 for the two of you guys.
Oh yeah,
so
sure, but
Yeah,
it
but still,
changed
it
up
was
the
still
numbers
A2.
a little bit, but yeah, that is unfortunately just not enough, and you are going to take a full 12 points of fire damage as this area is
Still alive?
again continuing to
I'm-
collapse.
I'm struggling, but I'm okay. I'm bloodied.
Not being bloodied.
I should have thought of that.
At the top of your round, this will be your second round of suffocation.
Yeah, I'm not looking good. I've got one more, I've got one more shot and then I'm out. Oh boy. I'm going to.
You did,
I
of
have
course,
to think
hear
about-
Cillian kind of wheezing and,
Yeah,
saying
I have to
here.
think about what she would do in this situation because this is dicey. No, she has no self-preservation. She's going in, and she will just grab Gertrude.
She appears to be unconscious as well, but you can get her out from under the bed. She's not a very large woman, so
Yeah. How does she look like? I'm gonna bonus action spare the dying on her just to keep her
okay.
stable, and then I'm just gonna move. I used 15 feet of movement to get in here, I think. So I'm just gonna move her out as far as I possibly can.
So you can effectively move. You can pull her another 5 feet. I mean, you can see there's back in the hallway. There is a large double window over this over the sofa. Obviously, it is also closed glass, but you can see outside through that. Taking a cue from Acrio, it is possible to get her out that way.
Yeah. Just she hoists up Gertrude. How far is 5 feet? I don't know. I have to just put it there. And she'll just look at Cillian and be like, "Let's go. Let's move now."
Give me her. And I noticed Acrio going through that window about here.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. You heard the glass shatter, and you knew what was going on, even if you weren't
Okay.
watching
Can
directly.
Can I take her from Lorelei?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, she won't be like, "No, I have to do this." She'll
I'm faster.
go.
And yeah, use all my movement to get her out, which is, let's see. I think I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Or are you going to go out
Probably
the
in
same
action.
window?
Yeah, because it's already open. I don't have to.
Yeah, are you trying to leap out the same window with her?
Yeah.
Or are you just trying to dump her out for now?
If I can make it out with her, I want to go out with her, shielding her from damage.
Make either an acrobatics or athletics check.
Ooh.
That is enough with this woman. She's not exactly. It's kind of fireman carry across her shoulders. What is your strength score?
Low. It's not minus, but it's low. It's 13. It's decent.
13.
Oh, hey,
So
look at
that's
that.
enough. With an old woman, it's slow going, but you can use your bonus action to dash and jog your way through the house. And getting to the window, it's like a leap, tuck and roll, just barely enough to not land on top of her. As Acrio, you see both of them burst through with smoke billowing behind them. Cillian makes it out and kind of rolls across the ground, and the unconscious body of the old woman, you've never even met her, just lays out on the ground in the building snow. You do not, however, see Lorelei.
Hey, Lori, you okay in there? Okay. Did there seem like there was anything important in there?
Me?
It's time to loot.
Can I peek in through this window and see how far Lorelei is?
You
see
wouldn't
Lori.
see her from this angle at all.
I don't see her. I don't have my shield on me, so I can't just be like, all right, let me run in, shield above me, hold it like an umbrella, and just.
Well, I have my shield. You could run over and yoink it from me if you find me.
Lorelei, don't die in there. Please hurry up. I'll give her some encouraging words.
I don't think that's good.
I'll give her a guidance. Wait, that's touch.
Guidance is
You have
touch.
to touch, yeah.
Good luck.
If Those are the last words I hear before I die. I'm gonna be pissed.
Probably will be.
I'll hop in. I'll sit right here, crouch below the smoke, just ready to help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hammer above my head just in case. Like bar into floor, hammer above head.
Lorelei, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, it's just automatically her. Hey!
We're getting desperate.
So you are going to take half of 11.
How much is that?
5 points of fire
5.
damage.
Well, I'm critical now. I'm desperate. I have 2 HP.
Nice.
And your constitution modifier is what, +3?
3, yeah.
Okay. This will be the last round that you can remain conscious.
Okay. But I am conscious.
You're able to dodge around as the bedroom wall starts to collapse. You get hit with some of the sparks and embers flying in your face, getting in your eyes. You dodge around most of them, trying to make your way for the door.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, and I'm just gonna just jump out the window.
Okay, and make an athletics check. And I'm gonna say this is gonna be at disadvantage because you are desperate in this situation.
I'm fucked.
You get to the window and just like you lean out part of it, trying to gasp for air. Acrio, you're right there, so presumably
push
the button.
Yeah.
I'm like Winnie the Pooh stuck in the wall.
Didn't he ready to help?
You can.
Action?
Yeah.
I'm basically narratively for the end of this, Lorelei, you are going to make it out with Acrio's assistance. Cillian, you can also run to the window and start grabbing her arms, pulling her out. As you can see, like the soot smeared across her face. She cuts herself a few times on the glass shards on the window. She's coughing up blood from her lungs, looking horrible, but the two of you managed to get her out. Acrio, I will have you make a con save real quick against a bit of fire,
Sure.
but that will be the end of this.
I'm just over here sipping tea in the woods.
Yeah,
You and Werther have no idea what's going on.
No idea.
2 points of fire, just at the very end as you're able to get out, shuffle yourself out the window as well, in like a loud clank of armor, barrel roll over yourself.
Sheep. Are they in danger of burning?
The sheep are a good 40 feet away in this large pen that's attached to the house. The fence, it's starting to burn, but I mean it's just like, it's not like an inferno. It's just the wood is alight next to the house, but where they are is they've got themselves as far away as they can, and you wouldn't suspect, based on your knowledge of fire, that it's going to light the whole thing on fire before there's enough burned off that they can just escape over the ashes of what has burned of the pin.
I wonder if because it's snowing a bit, the fence is a bit damp, so that's going to slow the spread.
Sure. If
Couldn't hurt.
snow doesn't immediately evaporate.
Right. I had a sort of instinct feel for a pulse with Gertrude, make sure she's alive.
You can make a medicine check.
I did stabilize it, but I don't know if that even helped.
Slap him in
She
the
might have
face.
already been dead.
I'll slap him with a guidance, because fuck you.
It's so weird you doing that and not me.
Shut up. I'm just so cool.
You can determine she is still faintly breathing. The rest of her condition is beyond your knowledge.
She's in a bad place. Lorelei, are you right? You look awful.
Thanks.
I
I'll live.
stick a finger in one of her wounds. Yeah, she's not looking so good.
Oh.
Not really. She doesn't have any
Asuriel's
like,
right.
deep wounds, so much as
It's
like
like
permanent
burns.
marks.
Like
You
You
poke the burn
slap someone's
mark.
sunburn.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez,
I
that'd be
was
the
going-
worst.
I was going to cure wounds that, but I don't actually have cure wounds that, so I'm just looking like an asshole here. I just realized
fine,
I
I
didn't
can-
prepare any healing spells.
It's fine. I can take care of myself. I'm going to do a.
I've inflict wounds.
I'm going to do a Cure Wounds on Asuriel to level 1, because that will give her 12. Because my Circle of Mortality, I think it's called, gives them max hit points if they're at 0. So Asuriel's revived with 12. And I will also slap a Cure Wounds on Gertrude for, I assume she's at 0 as well, to give her.
Yes.
Just to.
Which I believe is enough to get Asuriel back above bloodied.
Wow.
Yeah,
she does not have a massive amount of hit points, but yes, a bunch of the burn marks kind of like fade. Any cuts seal themselves up very quickly. Gertrude remains unconscious, but she seems to be doing a little bit better.
Like, sort of just sits up and like violently coughs. What happened? My head hurts.
Fire happened.
Well, you know, one of those beams knocked you in the head twice, so I'd take it easy for a little while.
Makes sense, and she just lays back down in the snow.
Okay, I don't need to move.
I'll pick up Lorelei. You get Gertrude over to the
I can
cart.
walk.
She says as she almost falls down.
Just like teetering over.
Yeah, I it's like me getting out of my surgery. No, I can walk, nearly falling over. Nah, you know, as much as you are perfectly fine walking, I'm sure you have no problem as I start walking anyway with her on my shoulder, drop her in the cart.
Yeah, Cillian, you're able to drag or carry Gertrude. I think, would Asuriel help carry the old woman as well, or is it, or is she just kind of like hobbling herself?
She would. She's trying to help us.
Yeah. She's not super strong, but it's easier to maintain, you know, limbs from an unconscious person with more than one person, and get her up into the cart next to the barrels, slide her in without slamming her head against anything.
Next, the dead body of an old man.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've got 3 bodies in this cart right.
Completely dead old man, mostly dead old woman.
Yeah,
And have a
what are
lot
we
of
gonna
explaining
do?
to do when anyone sees this cart.
What are we gonna
I'm
do with this dude's body?
I mean, we're gonna bring it to the church, I think.
What? We're not going back into Korsava.
We gotta go back into Korsava.
I'm not going back
I
to Korsava.
still have a job to do, but you're free to do as you please.
All right. What are we doing with this old woman? The entire town is against her. We can't bring her into town. We can't really bring her along with us.
I guess I think we
everyone
just
to
have
stop.
to confront the priest tonight. Today, now.
Can I have Lorelei and I'll say Acrio both make insight checks?
Oh, hey, I'm good at that too. No, I'm not good at that.
Well, you never. There's a reason you never met him, but Lorelei, you would immediately think that, despite what most of the town might think, there's a good chance that her son is not going to be malicious toward his own mother.
We can take her to the blacksmith. That's her son. I'm sure
Blacksmith. Sorry, all due respect, but that blacksmith just tried to burn Adele?
Magda.
Yeah, he didn't.
Magda.
He was not trying to burn anyone. He was trying to get her to the church to, be interrogated.
So
by
they could burn
them.
her.
Regardless, she's not Magda. That's his mother. I would hope he at least takes care of her.
We'll take her to him.
You have a
Knock some
dog too.
damn sense into the boy. Or man, he's old. He's a lot older than me.
Lorelei inspects her cloak for any burn marks, and she's taking much better care of her cloak than she is of her own injuries.
It's got some burn marks for sure.
Yeah, she's upset
What's
about
we
it.
do? Over to the smithy? Drop off the mother?
Sure.
Or
People
over to
hate me in
Amrita
there.
first?
Yeah, that's first.
Yeah, Amrita and
Definitely.
Werther are still chilling.
Yeah, we'll go after them.
Oh, sorry, Stein.
No, what? Sorry.
How are
Yeah,
the
Amrita,
kids?
they smell intensely of smoke and of burned flesh.
Yeah, sorry, but before they get back. I assume it's been a while since they've been gone.
I mean, that all happened pretty quickly once they got there. They've been gone maybe 20 minutes max.
All right, well, she will not move her and Werther too far from where they had gone to the woman's house, but just enough to stay hidden and kind of far back in case there are town folk nearby. She's not sure since the smoke was blocking her senses and everything, and just stares distantly at Corsiva and reaches in her pocket and hands Werther the picture of him and William. I took this out for you and saved it. I didn't want them to accuse you, and I'm sorry, but something tells me you're not going to be able to go back to your flower shop.
He will immediately take the photo and hold it next to his chest.
I know that flower shop meant a lot to you, but perhaps you can make a new one. I hope.
Where can I possibly go now?
I don't know. I wish I knew, but I feel like William would not forgive us if your life was taken by the people there. It wouldn't be fair, not to you, not to him.
Cillian, he suggested the vampires, the Falconrath. I'm not made for the road. How would I make it there? Through the mountains? Myself?
I know I was heading to Silver, and if I could... Damn it. If I could take you, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I promise. Do you know where William could have gone in that moment before he left? Or did he just fly away?
His voice will kind of catch a bit. He just left me.
He didn't tell you. He just...
It happened so quick. They were at the door. He had to.
Don't worry. He probably thought he was doing it to protect you. He has a habit of doing that, I think. I don't think I entirely agreed with what he did, but it's all right. I don't know what we'll do from here, but I think I hear the others. They're coming back now. They've been gone for so long. I can smell
As
the
you
smoke.
say that, can you make a perception check? This will not be with advantage. You can start to see the cart moving away from Gertrude's house as it is collapsing in on itself. The sheep getting out of the pen, just running and bleating, getting as far away from that as they can, just scattering over the hill. And you start to hear a vague sound on the wind. There's still the snow rushing past you, and a thud almost behind you.
The opposite direction from the cart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
She quickly will grab Werther and just, if she scares him, just put her hand over his mouth and backs the two of them up just in case, staring over what the sound may be.
As you grab him and spin, you can see, billowed by the snow around him, on one knee with a hand, fist on the ground, William, as he stands. You will have to find...
Shit, man. Scared the hell out of us.
He takes a step forward, and Werther runs to him. William will put a hand around the smaller man. I don't know what you've done, but thank you.
As I said, we traveled for a long time and we're still friends, and if I couldn't save your brother in the past, at least I could do this for you.
Accepted.
Yeah, looks like the rest of us will be leaving Corsiva soon. Probably immediately.
He looks over
It's
at
hell in there.
Corsiva. Whatever's left of Corsiva.
Will you go back to your sister's manor from here?
I'm still considering. I don't want to. But what other option is there?
Well, I'm glad to see that you still made it out alive regardless.
A favor. If you see the other vampire that was supposed to have been in town, kill him.
What? Why? Who do you mean? Do you mean...
He will wrap his arms around Werther, the gray spectral wings bursting again from his back, as he does not answer and instead just holds onto the man and lifts himself into the air. And the cart begins to approach as you can just barely see him make his way out of sight into the sky.
Do we see this?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, Amrita, who just...
wouldn't.
Amrita stares up in confusion, registering William's words, but it's just...
Lorelei, you catch a shape. It's really dark here, and you've got your dagger or whatever with light on it, kind of with that light source right in your face. It's hard to make out shapes in the distance.
Light
so
pollution.
It's something. Yeah, it's something, but it's really difficult to tell exactly what. And yeah, you on the cart can reconvene with Amrita. However, you do not see Werther with her.
Amrita continues to stand in the snow. Don't worry, he's safe. Away.
How?
William came and appeared. They're both fine.
Came back.
Okay.
That's good.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. He asked a favor. To kill the other vampire that remains. I think Mr. Pierce did something, or not sure what, but...
Fuck that. We can't kill a vampire.
I don't think we can.
I don't want anything to do with this, especially not fucking vampire politics.
That's just as he wasn't specific. The other vampire that was in town, that's the only other one I can think of. Unless there is another, but... Ah, shit.
Where do we go from here?
Well, we drop off her and her sons. Or at least someone does. And I think Acrio wants to confront Brother Valentin, although I disagree wholeheartedly with that idea.
For once, I may be in agreement with you. I do not plan to go back into the city at this time. I think it is better and safer to stay out here.
Why confront the fuck?
Both of you. I stuck my neck out to help you get your fucking werewolves out of that city. I know that the people of Corsiva might not be the greatest people, but they're still people. And I don't care if you'll come in there and help me, but I did a favor for you, and 2 werewolves got out of this safe and sound. They're on their happy merry way to Corsiva or Kessig. Are you not going to do the same for me?
You're making a good point. I agree with you. These are people. I just don't understand the why. Why go confront him now? What would you get out of it?
These people are being manipulated. People are being riled and told to break down their neighbors' doors so that they can find a werewolf that probably doesn't even fucking exist anymore. I'm pretty sure we got them all.
You want to snap the head off?
It's yawned all over again.
The people won't be at peace until somebody of importance tells them to be at peace.
What about the bishop?
I just don't understand that.
Maybe we can look at the bishop. He doesn't seem to be involved in any of this.
If that's the case, then it should be done tonight. After tonight, or I would say tonight. It's more convenient. It's all going to hell. And keep our wits about us. William wouldn't just say anything about taking care of the other vampire for another reason. But none of us are really in a condition, especially given you all reek of the smoke, and we've all had our fair share of fighting and dealing with people.
We have a werewolf's head. We have his body. Try and get him to call off this search. He killed a werewolf.
I'll follow Acrio. Sorry I doubted you.
Maybe Red didn't do it, but they need their pound of flesh. Once we get a rest, maybe we can take care of this vampire.
I'll go with, but I'll stick to the shadows, okay? People don't like my face around here.
I don't need you to do anything unless things get ugly.
Exactly. I'll be watching.
Thank you.
I will follow behind with you so you are not alone. But we will stay by.
That's all I ask.
Seems fair.
Mm-hmm.
Is the plan to just go in and wait and see what happens and take a short rest throughout the night, or are you going to attempt an arduous rally, make sure you have some kind of vitality for whatever might face you?
Because
I
I'm
guess-
desperate, I am going to pump a second level cure wounds into myself.
Nice.
Just
Wait,
because
knock yourself out and then heal yourself.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, here's the thing. If I knock myself out, I'll just come back at 1 HP. So I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I will second level cure wounds on myself just to make that magic happen.
So if we were
Oh,
running-
tasty! Tasty, tasty, tasty. We
if
like
we
that.
If we were running to get out, say tonight, I would say the rally. But if we were going to try to get a short rest in, could do that. I have no idea.
I think while people are still rioting, we arduous rally, go to the church, confront Brother Valentin, be like,
Yeah.
here's your werewolf, throw it.
Yeah,
Lorelei
I
will
don't-
tell them that about what Valentin told her about his plan to like go around and like preach to the people, so that just as a possibility that he might not be found at the church right now, we might see him around town.
He's fucking riling them up even more.
I couldn't stop him.
We
Sorry.
have to stop him now. They're not going to stop until they kill everything in town.
Then let's
Bastard.
go.
I mean, you would also remember that it didn't seem to just be Valentin. You had heard that one priest kind of like talking on the street corner about corruption in the town and wolves in the gate, that sort of thing. And it seems to be a concerted effort with
Okay.
multiple people, not just one spearhead per se.
Mhm.
Okay. So we go to Kent.
The bishop.
I don't know this
Okay.
dude. How will he react?
I don't know.
presume
It doesn't
A
matter.
bishop of a church is also for the eradication of fucking vampire werewolves. I think
Well,
most
if we-
people are right now.
If we bring
have
him,
a
if we bring
werewolf.
him a dead one, we might just be able to say, "Look, we've cleared them all out."
Seemed pretty good.
Okay, at least get the people to calm down. I agree with that. Sure.
For the case, we need them to stop. Arduous
Right.
rally to Kent.
Sure.
All right.
You three go
Yep.
in, and the two of us will stay hidden, but nearby.
Any hit dice you have, you can roll, but you do take half the result. I believe rounded up.
Yeah, I only
God.
have one hit dice.
I have one as well.
Yeah,
This
I'm kind of
isn't-
glad I spent that cure
Oh,
wounds
fuck.
because
Okay, 7.
That didn't do nothing for me, fam. Nope.
6, 5, 4.
So I only
So-
have 19 out of 31.
I have 19 as well, so
Oh,
to the church we go. Can I? Actually, no, I'm not gonna mending my shield. Actually, will it attach to my arm? Like, does it function as a shield? Or is it just
currently
like scrap
no.
metal?
So the shield part of it's not really all that damaged. I mean, a little bit dinged up, but primarily when Red had ripped it off your arm, it severed the leather straps that would attach it to you. So they would have to be mended a couple times. If you've got 2 uses left, you could potentially mend it to functionality.
Lorelei is gonna like take her own shield off and hand it to Acrio. Take mine.
Looks at the. Wait, do you have a holy symbol on yours?
No, it's just a basic shield.
Yes.
I think she got it from Hannibal Ward. It's like a, just circular,
My holy symbol is my brooch.
basic shield. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to cast spells while I'm using that then. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Strap it to my arm. Have to loosen the straps because it's for a small person's arm.
Why was all that stoodly?
But he's got like metal gauntlet.
True, yeah.
I've got gauntlets.
Splint armor on.
With metal gauntlets on, you can
just
fit
his.
like 2 fingers through the straps normally.
Yeah. All right, to the church
So,
we
yeah.
go.
Refocusing, and all of you patching yourselves up just as quickly as you can. You all can get back through the gates. Are you trying to speak to people you pass and calm them down? Are you displaying Red's naked body? What are you doing? Are you just barreling toward the church?
I feel like bringing a crowd before Kent, being like, we have a werewolf. These people stand behind me. Stop this. Would be a good idea. What do you guys think?
I like it. I like the
Okay.
idea.
We're parading the werewolf.
Okay.
Is there anything
anyone-
to prove he was a werewolf?
I have my giant, dinged up, damaged shield.
Sure, if you can convince the people.
Does he have like residual fur on him?
I mean, he's
The
been
claw
through a
marks
lot
through
since
my
then.
armor.
There's some evidence that you fought a werewolf recently. Anyone who is proficient in persuasion can make a check. If you're trying
Yeah,
to
boy, I'm
use your
proficient
words.
in it.
Heck
All right,
no.
Lorelei.
Can you roll this
Cillian.
one? Because I don't know how long it's going to take otherwise.
will do.
Hey.
Hey, Lori.
Lorelei's trying to like just be like, you know who I am. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't lie to you like this.
That is
Is
for
this-
Asuriel.
Pretty good.
Is this for convincing the guards at the gate?
No, this is for like as you pass people in the streets to try to get them to calm down and focus on you and follow you to the church.
Okay. Well, ignore me then, because I'm sticking to the shadows and not making myself known at all.
Right.
Yeah, do we have to both roll stealth checks to be in the shadows?
I won't make you do that for this. No,
All right.
They are looking elsewhere.
you'll be able to. Yeah, there's other focus, especially because
There's
with
screaming clerics.
Lorelei and Asuriel doing what they can to gather people's attention. Both of you are pretty convincing, and people start to cheer and raise their pitchforks over their head and follow the procession of this cart. They don't really seem to notice Gertrude in the back, and they probably wouldn't be super concerned about it anyway. You have a small-ish procession of people, a couple dozen maybe. Several of the guards also kind of join in following you, so just be aware of that. Both of they, at this point, seem to be on your side. So you make your way up that winding hill path, past that fountain with the statue of an angel, to the front of the imposing Cathedral of Corsiva.
All right, in we go. Is it like open enough where if I screamed into the church, somebody inside might hear me?
Potentially.
So if I
There are a couple Cathars outside the front, who would observe you approach, with the exception of Amrita and Cillian, who are staying behind, stalls and market areas that have been set up and, not functioning for the evening.
I'll shout for Kent to come out.
One of them will approach you. What business do you have for the bishop?
He needs to end this madness. We've killed your werewolf. There aren't any more. Get these people to stop rioting in the streets.
He's not going to come out, but you can come inside.
Looks at the party.
Let's go. Take the body with us, obviously.
Yeah,
We're not going to leave it right outside in a wake of rioting people. We'll take Red's body with us.
I'll grab it, sling it over my shoulder for dramatic effect later on that people will soon.
When you on the table.
Literally, I'm gonna walk into his room and just like sling it onto the floor.
Nice.
Amrita and Cillian, are you staying out of the cathedral at this point?
Yeah, I know Amrita would be just kind of at the edge of one corner, maybe while Cillian's behind her, just watching intently.
Here's a question. If we were to rewind time slightly, would you have tried to take Gertrude to Hannibal?
I
probably.
thought we were supposed to drop her off before we started parading the body.
And I totally forgot about that, so...
Yeah. A little caught up in the madness.
Maybe that's something that Cillian and Amrita does while those three get closer to the cathedral, since Amrita knows Hannibal and knocks on his door. And
I'll say you kind of like go through the streets before you start announcing your presence, and Cillian and Amrita can help like unload her and carry her toward the blacksmith as the rest of you divert and head that way.
Yep.
You got it, Cillian?
Let's go.
All right.
You knock on the door of the blacksmith shop, which doubles as his residence, obviously. The door quickly opens. Hannibal seems to be awake, bags forming under his eyes, and they go wide immediately as he sees his mother in your arms. Oh my goodness gracious, what happened?
She's alive. Don't worry.
Yes. Her house was set on fire. They think that she was... It doesn't matter. Just here. She's still alive. Keep her safe.
Take care of her.
Quickly grabs her, looks down the street. Why have you done? Why are you helping me?
Well, she was dying in a burning house. We did all we could.
I didn't think your Cathar friend had any love for what's going on tonight. Surprised is all.
He was the reason we went there. I wanted to ignore it, to be honest.
She's still your mother and someone important to you, Hannibal.
Yeah, and she might have some enemies in the city now. We're trying to get everyone to calm down, but make sure she's not seen by anyone right now.
I will. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not. I'm sure you can always get Dr. Van Stein to look her over later. He should be eventually back at his place. I saw him not too long ago.
Yes, thank you. Kind of lifts her up and in his fairly burly arms, kind of carrying her in his house, closing the door behind him. Acrio, Asuriel, and Lorelei. Acrio with the body of an old man slung over his shoulder. One of the Cathars at the door of the cathedral will lead you through the halls up to one of the higher points. You see several priests, spring sages, moving about. Everyone is still stirring at this hour. It's getting pretty late at night, but there's still commotion. And there's not nearly as many people here as there had been at the cathedral that you've witnessed before. Likely they're out and about. But the Cathar will stop at a large set of doors at the end of a hall, stained glass all along one side of the building, kind of filtering in. the firelight and the torches from outside. Give me a moment, I'll speak to the bishop. Takes a moment of waiting before he opens the door from within, swinging it wide, and you can see the rather large, rotund bishop sitting behind a desk, candelabras illuminating this room, shelves of books along one side, symbols of Avacyn around him. There's a very large painting to his left above the bookshelf. It covers basically the entire wall width. Height-wise, it's the upper half of the wall. Very elegant, somewhat artistic interpretation of the 4 archangels: Bruna, Gisela, Sigarda, and Avacyn. He seems to be like conducting some late night paperwork, somewhat seemingly unperturbed by everything that's going on. He will acknowledge your presence as you enter.
Walk in, body slumping onto the floor. Your werewolf's dead. Time to calm down the people of Corsica.
That is one, yes. How am I to know that's all there were? I didn't want to believe that there were werewolves here. Some of the priests spoke of it and tried to shut it down. Seems I was wrong.
I guarantee you, if there are any other werewolves within the walls, the people rioting have certainly found them already. Likely killed them, maybe.
The angels willing, yes.
These are people. What are they going to do when they find a werewolf, if there's even a werewolf in the town? Kill it? It'll kill 100 men before it's taken down. And even then, it'll just limp away, recover, and come back and kill more. What are they going to poke it to death with a couple spears and pitchforks?
Lean over his desk, look at Red's dead body. I think you underestimate the will of the people.
I'm not the people. Neither is she, neither is she. We have the power of Avacyn. These people don't. They have a spark within them, but they're not carrying weapons of death.
What exactly is your point?
Telling you to stop this. Tell the people to go home. We got a werewolf. We found it. It's dead. There aren't any more. They can go home and they can feel safe. They are killing their neighbors. They're dragging people out of their homes and burning them down and killing anybody they feel like, just because some priest told them that they shouldn't trust their own neighbor that they've been buying bread from for 40 years. It's insanity.
My understanding, the butcher and her apprentice were amongst the wolfkin.
They're dealt with.
Who have been either exterminated or expelled from the city. So tell me, why should people not be afraid of their neighbors from whom they buy their meat?
Because this is exactly the kind of hunting ground that a werewolf would like. People turning against each other means that people are divided. A werewolf can easily pick off someone if they don't have any allies. If all of their neighbors are enemies, they have nowhere to turn to when someone comes and attacks them. You need to tell the people to protect each other, to trust each other, so that when darkness comes from outside, they can save each other.
When I look outside this window, I see a fairly united front against the darkness. There may be some unfortunate fallout. The church can easily provide recompense for that.
You can't. Every life's precious.
He'll again kind of like just barely lean across the desk and look at Red's body. Are you sure about that?
If we hadn't stopped him, other lives would have been lost. You were letting people kill each other, kill innocents that would never have harmed anyone else.
Who defines innocence? Would you call him innocent?
I don't care.
Do you know his past? Do you know who he's killed?
Who cares if he's innocent? If I wasn't there, if she wasn't there, he would have ripped apart 5 of your people. Who's gonna pay for that? 5 of your people also damn near killed an old woman just because they thought something that a priest told them. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if there's werewolves. If the werewolf shows themselves, we'll kill it then.
You would let them hide.
I'd rather let them hide. Because if they're hiding, that means they're scared of us.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was
Shit,
a good
that
one.
that was a good line.
Oh, I'm shaking in me boots.
Persuasion. Not great, not terrible.
Hero points aren't transferable, right? Or were they?
Oh,
Do you
I have
have
a hero
anything?
point.
This would be a time to expend that.
I
Hey!
have.
Yes!
Oh, well, I just need to bring it down to 0. It's a 6.
Kent will lean back in his rather large chair, look at all of you, look at the Cathar who's standing guard outside the door. Perhaps the disorder has gone on long enough. If you are confident that the purge has been complete, and any who might have been hiding have been expelled, perhaps it is time that we go home. Let the light of morning sort out the rest.
Town is safe from werewolves. Let people get their sleep.
He will lean over and instruct the Cathar. Have the men move through the city, quell whatever rioting is continuing. He will nod and leave the room. The bishop will look up and he will say, "It's a curious thing, the absence of Avacyn. You know, there have always been 4 archangels. It's strange, even from the time before Avacyn appeared, the symbology always referenced 4. I think perhaps, even with her gone, there may be 4.
Can,
Out of character,
Cyril
shut the
do
fuck up,
some,
man.
Can Cyril do
These
some
are-
religion check on that?
Sure. He will say, these times are darkening. And just like the appearance of the dawn, that is when it is darkest.
If times are darkening, then it should be our duty to not let it get any darker. We shouldn't let the darkness fester. We shouldn't encourage it. We shouldn't fan the flames.
Sometimes flames are the only thing that can burn away a corruption. The festering you speak of is what has been burned this night.
And I think it's completely gone. There's no need to let it
We shall see.
burn.
We shall see. Asuriel, you're not entirely sure what that is a reference to. Your memory of human religious iconography throughout the histories is non-existent.
Well, shit.
Can I do a religion check? Oh wait,
Uh,
I'm probably a church boy where they're like never mentioned that for a reason.
You can make a history check.
I'm trained in religion. Could I see if there's anything I've like gleaned from my weird foresty meditation?
No,
From your illegal
that would not have
Yeah.
yielded anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, there wasn't a huge amount taught about pre-Avacinian history. in the courses you took, being primarily focused on, the Cathar business of protection and
Murder.
violence, against the dark things of the night. You don't know exactly what that would reference per se.
Which is funny because Acrio isn't actually primarily a fighter. He has a higher wisdom score than anything else.
Yeah,
He's
but
decently-
that's what his training was.
Yeah, that brought his wisdom was already always decently high.
Yeah, the
That
training
was to
brought the
get
other
the
stats up
strength
with
and the
it.
con up. You have a good night, Kent. Bishop.
I do have a bit of a curiosity. The young girl, Magna, has made a bit of a confession. I think there are other things that need to be dealt with beyond werewolves. We'll be looking into that. Trust that it is in good hands. I understand you had some dealings with her. It may be best that you not intervene.
What did she say? Just so we know what not to intervene in case we hear anything.
Perhaps anything. At all.
Right.
It may be best if we don't see you around Korsava for some time.
Understood.
Don't rile the people up over there because it'll kill a lot more than a werewolf.
These sorts of riots are not the way I prefer to handle things. But sometimes, as in the case of our former burgomaster, a necessity. Good evening.
Seems like a problem for
Acrio Revito.
Angel. Good night. Close the door.
Turn and leave.
Turn and leave.
Right behind Lorelei again.
Lorelei is trembling a little bit.
Well, takes care of that.
They teach you that kind of speeches in Cathar school?
No. Mostly just how to kill things, but
Oh, I'm glad you have that kind of capability.
I didn't really think of myself much as a talker, but it's kind of growing on me. As much as I feel like I'm about to vomit right now, but can't do that on church grounds.
Yeah, we'll find somewhere to throw up. I think we
Yeah.
could all do with a good barfing.
5 minutes.
Pat, pat.
Holding his hair back.
Out we go.
So, there are a couple loose ends that you guys need to decide how you want to handle. You're fairly certain you know who was responsible for Cormac and most likely Ewan's deaths, even if the exact means are not known to you. Is your intention to try and track down Valentin and confront him? Or Mr. Pierce had suggested if you were to find out who it was and you gave that information over to him, he would owe you a favor, which you could potentially collect on. And then there's also...
Are we all together for this?
Williams. That's what I'm going to say. Is William also had suggested to Amrita that it would be best if the other vampire were exterminated, while Bishop says, don't get involved in that. The three of you can leave and fairly closely to midnight reconvene with Amrita and Cillian, who would have noticed throughout the streets Cathars rounding up guards and kind of dispersing instructions to get people to go home and put out their torches, lay down their farm implements, and cease the night's activities. It takes a while, and there's some confrontation over that, but things are starting to quiet somewhat come midnight.
We even bother with Valentin?
I think it
Sure.
might be worthwhile to take the grace that we've been offered and just leave.
I agree. Although, Things entice me about this entire situation, but I think it's all just left best alone. Let them figure it out themselves.
I don't want to leave.
If
I
we
want to help them, but it's going to get all of you in a lot of trouble if we stay.
People will rest easy now, and the church is free to make their mistake of fighting a vampire or whatever they're going to do. Church isn't perfect, but I feel like this is the best we can leave it now.
I think Magda's pretty fucked if she blabbed about our boss.
They said they were handling it. I can only imagine what that means.
Yeah, me neither. All in favor of just fucking off?
I think it would be best. Maybe we can tell the priest and Silver about all of this.
Sure.
Rita's off to the side. Her arms are crossed, and she's just tapping one of her feet and everything, biting her bottom lip, thinking about what William had said. But given everything else that has happened and everything,
Amrita?
what?
Amrita, come over here.
What? We're in the same space.
We need to all be closer. I want to make sure no one's listening in.
Rita looks around, still standing in the same spot.
You know you love to be near me.
Don't say that so seductively. Jesus, stay away.
I don't want to be anywhere near you now. If we are
You're probably
leaving,
right.
Push Cillian off to the side, bring Amrita in.
if we are going to be leaving, are we all going to be leaving? Together?
Yeah? Don't see why not. I mean, if you don't want me near you, I kind of get it, you know. I am self-aware to that point, but I'd love to tag along.
Yeah, the weird whispery thing. Not.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, isn't it?
Just a little bit. Just a
Just a
little
smidge.
bit. But you
We
know,
were going
I
to
made-
not as
Silver.
creepy as her, and he points to Lorelei.
What could be?
Acro, you said you were already going to Silburn. Perhaps we can all part ways when we get there.
Amrita,
Mm,
You knew
Yep.
we were going to part ways in the beginning, so don't give me that. And
things
since
have
everything's
changed
quieted,
since then.
Since things have quieted down, Amrita ignores Lorelei for a second and reaches in her pocket. There's some gold. I divided it for each of us. I would have given some to the doctor as well, but something tells me something bad might have happened to him, since nobody was fond of him either. But here,
Man.
Crush is dead. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Wait, I mean,
All right.
you noticed?
You'll live.
It, you know, when you're
Three,
staring
so
at
it's
somebody,
5 of
the entire
us.
conversation.
Yeah, I'm kidding. It was kind of obvious.
So obvious.
hang on.
You're as
So
subtle as a
whatever
sledgehammer to the
100
forehead.
Yeah, you know,
Get it.
subtlety is not really my thing.
It's really not, which is kind of strange considering you're really sneaky, but at the same time, really not at all.
I mean, I'm subtle with my hands.
Don't say it like
I hate that as a phrase. I hate that as a phrase.
Anyway, so there's 5 of us and there's 170 gold. So I don't know what
If
that would
it's
be.
if there's
That's a fuck ton. Where'd you get
30,
that?
170 between 5, that's 34 each, I think.
Yep, so you each have 34. I already had
Oh,
extra
I'm not
9 on
poor
my
now.
person, so hoo-hoo. I started out with 9 when we started this anyway.
Asuriel kind of points one. It's like,
as much as I delight in killing a vampire, do you really think we should do that? Do we
Well, then
just...
collect on a favor from that Mr. Pierce fellow. I don't really like him or trust him.
But that also still
I
puts
don't
us
want to
in
make any
connection.
more fucking enemies. I think we're decent now.
Yeah, we could really push the cart on this one and tip ourselves out
Any
the wrong
choice
way.
we make now is gonna make us enemies. Let's just not make a choice and fuck off.
Nobody's pissed off with us right now. I haven't been expelled from the church, which is always a plus.
That is a
Honestly,
plus.
I think we
But
should
yeah.
leave.
There you go, and it doesn't matter where I got it. Just there's money to help each of you travel as well, especially when we go to part ways in silver.
Lorelei steps away from the group and just like goes and stands against the wall.
Fate is a funny thing, I've come to learn. When you've got a bunch of people that have a very particular set of skills, it just kind of so happens that they tend to stick together. But we'll see.
Highly unlikely.
There's always a chance.
Don't bother trying to convince her to stay. She won't listen to me. She won't listen to you either.
Oh, no, I'm not saying she should stay. I'm just saying fate is a fickle thing.
So,
Anyway.
So before we leave, I am gonna need some cigarettes and food and other
Yeah, we're gonna need to get
basic
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Now, I have a request from all of you. There's a pearl that does a very particular thing, and Lorelei right now is carrying a very particular object, and I cannot figure out what that object is without a very particular pearl. And I'm questioning if you all would be willing to make a donation.
Absolutely. As long as
to-
I'm a little lacking in
Kind of
supplies, but
depends
once
on
I've
the amount, buddy.
bought enough to keep us stocked up for traveling, you can have whatever's left over from my stash.
Hmm.
Okay,
Aside from
I
the
just
170
wanna go
golden,
pick
we
up-
also get money from Pierce.
No, I have
You
that
have a
in a
check.
single,
No, he has a
Check.
check that he would have to
which
cash
That
I
was
in
it.
at
owe
a
to a
different
family
place.
member because
Yes.
fuck.
Whoopsie.
Oh wait, is there even a bank in Corsica?
There's no. Banks again are not a thing. Certain mercantile guilds will do that
Strong
process of holding money and allowing you to transfer via paper checks under certain conditions. That way, people don't have to carry that much gold on them physically.
Yeah.
So you can utilize that in a similar fashion, but it's you have to go to any merchant that is related and part of the Kraken's Reach Mercantile Guild.
Question: how much is it to go from 2 levels of supply to 3? Because I can't find the document for the bloody life of me.
Would be
800
under
gold.
the
I
survival
think it's like-
mode.
Oh, survival mode? Is that the thing it's under?
So from 2 to 3, that would be 20 gold pieces.
Okay. So, after stocking up, I can give you 19. That's all I've got on me.
Okay. How much is it to go from 3 to 4?
Too much.
40 gold.
Ooh, nope. Not gonna do that. I'll keep my 3.
So before you guys do your shopping in the middle of the night when nothing's open, what do you
I'm
guys
just
no.
planning
That's
ahead.
the
I'm
bed.
just planning
Yeah,
ahead.
Yeah, but I'm
so
just
that's
saying,
the last
going to
thing.
bed, gonna get a long rest. How about that, everybody?
Are you going back to the Frowning's Wrath, going to take a whole day of resting in town and before trying to depart?
I
Or are you
feel
just
like
going to
that's-
spend one night
don't
and be
like
like,
that.
well, now we're out?
Yeah, that's my vote.
Considering no hit dice,
No hit die, no barely any spells.
we're hurt, no spells, we need a long rest.
Besides, if we just stay in the Frowning's Wrath, we can lay low there for a bit.
I'd almost, well, yeah. That's out of character stuff, though. Like, in character stuff, I'm sure there's, like, probably Cillian and Amrita who'd want to get out the next day.
Well,
and something like that.
Well, you
but
don't
yeah.
have spells, we do.
I've got the cart, and you don't have hit die.
Right.
And Jake, can we only get long rests in town, or is that my homebrew?
You can get a long rest out on the road if you've got access to, food, which could be your level supply, water, and decent shelter.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go long rest because hit die, health, spells. Even you, Amrita. You don't have any hit die left.
I know this, but I'm playing the narrative right now because I'm like,
But
I
like-
don't always like to think out of character. I know the character needs this, but
Okay.
Valid.
I'm gonna go head
Fine,
back,
let's
make
rest,
sure I have
but
all
I'm
my
not a
stuff.
fan.
I'm just gonna make sure I have my stuff and I prepare to get out of here.
We just need to plug it then.
I think Anna and Mel might still like us. I think we're good to go back.
Lorelei's gonna take right off for the Frowning's Wrath, just start walking.
Yeah.
I figured
That's
you
all
were
good.
already walking that direction as this
Yeah.
conversation was being had. Acrio
Well, I
leading his
start walking
mules,
faster.
Yeah.
Amrita kind of taking up the rear. You
Yeah.
reach the Frowning's Wrath, which still has the torches burning out in front. It's well past midnight, but as you enter, you can see all of you very easily. Galliana sitting at one of the tables by herself. There's blood dripping off her face onto the wood. She's kind of absent-mindedly, not even paying attention to that. Just knocks back a shot of whiskey.
Lorelei immediately goes over and she doesn't sit with her, but she just kind of stands near her, are you okay?
Oh, I will be.
What happened? You're bleeding.
Kind of jostles the rapier at her side, sitting up straighter. You can see she's bandaged her midriff, and the bandages are soaking with some blood. Anne is behind the bar, watching over everything that you do. Age has caught up with me, it seems. It's not as easy anymore. Had a conversation with the vampire. It wasn't who I was expecting. Seems the butler did it. I got what I wanted. That's all there is to it.
Got what you wanted. Where is he? Did he make it out?
Unfortunately, ended in a bit of a draw. Can't believe I'm even saying that, but Magda will be free of his influence from now on.
You know where he went? Still injured?
Left him at the estate. Wasn't much he was going to do to leave that.
How easy do you think it'd be to finish him off?
Not to brag about my own skill, but he was not in the best of ways.
Looks
What's
at
at the
Acrio.
party?
Vigorously shaking my head no.
It's an injured vampire. We could just go in and drive the stake in.
You want to fuck with vampires right now? Vampire politics. Vampires have friends. He has a lot of fucking friends. I'm after you. No, we're not doing it.
I think it's already too late for that for me and her, considering our stance already.
Plus, why meddle? We've been told by 3 different people to not to. Let's not, please.
Well, specifically all by church people. It seems Galliana isn't against it, and whoever that friend wasn't either.
Oh, if you want to fuck him up the rest of the way, be my guest.
Fucking cut his throat.
Well, that doesn't exactly kill a vampire.
That won't do a huge amount, but go for it. For me.
It'd be satisfying enough.
Any wood stakes laying around?
I could scrounge one up. And you do
Certainly.
have one still.
I do still have a flimsy wooden stake in my
It'll-
breastplate.
it'll-
Steak.
Yeah.
Galliana rates the steak on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, can we get Galliana to review?
Got one, but I feel like when you're fighting a vampire, you need a bit more of a backup plan.
Honestly, I didn't intend to kill him as much as I would have liked, but they have a weird sense of honor. The eloquence of the duel was enough to get what I needed. But as I said, is it worse for wear? They do regenerate, though. Rather quickly heal. If you're going to do anything, do it now.
How long has it been? How long have you been here?
About 10 minutes.
Do we actually want to do this out of character or in?
Both no.
Both no?
Cillian is legitimately not with you. He will not go with you.
Okay, Stein is a no. Cillian is not going. Lorelei and Robin.
Wait, Stein is actually not definitely a no, because it would be kind of awesome. But
Yeah.
like narratively, why?
Characters like, no.
Lorelei, since Amrita said that like William wants us to deal with the other vampire, she wants to do it for William as like a token gesture kind of thing. Me, I also just think it would be kind of cool, and if there's any opportunity we want to do it, it is now when he's injured. I am not like, yes, I want to influence us to do this, but I am on board with whatever you guys want.
Okay, so Lorelei.
You don't have any spells?
Amrita and Danielle.
I have two. I have two spell slots.
You know
I have
what?
two spell slots.
You know
That's
what?
enough for a
I
blast.
got eye bite and I got a blood curse.
Okay.
We have channel
And
divinity. I've got some blesses. I've got
Asuriel. Asuriel.
Personally, I say no. Out of character.
Okay,
In character, Cyril is just neutral, because out of character, she has no hit points left, and she has no spells left, and she just has a little advantage for if she fails a save, and that's about it.
Okay. So we.
She's more than half HP, so she does have some hit points.
Yes,
Not a huge amount, maybe, but.
What does she have? Cantrips? What cantrips does she have?
She has Mind Sliver and Fireball as damage.
That'll be enough. Just stay far away,
Yeah.
and you can. Okay, so we're doing this. That's 3
Okay,
and
so
a
we're
half.
doing this.
Yeah.
Now we just gotta convince Cillian.
If both you two, Tristan, Danielle, want to go, I'm with you.
Okay,
If you
I
both want to
wanna-
not go, I am with you. I'm on a supporting vote. That's my supporting vote. That's what I'm
Okay.
doing.
I do actually have to go now. I didn't catch a flight.
Oh, all right. See ya.
As you're having this discussion and trying to suss out what you're going to do, Anne will approach the table, asking if you want any liquid courage before going into this possible situation, and she will say, also Mr. Revito, the butcher, Natalia, she dropped something off before she left for you, said it was something you would have purchased or she owed you.
Completely forgot.
I was going to buy a level of supply from her.
Oh. Yes.
And she will bring out some wrapped or a barrel with wrapped meat and like salt packed around it. It's it's smaller, but yes, it counts as a level of supply, but it cannot get you above 3. So you can kind of shuffle around supplies to whoever you want to.
Hey,
It will
Robin,
count to increase someone.
You're at 2,
Is
right?
for me? Yeah, I'm at 2.
Oh well, congratulations. You're at 3 now.
Is it Asuriel?
And congratulations, you now have 39 gold donated to the Identify Fund.
Aw, sick.
Asuriel was also at 2, but
Fuck a cereal. Wait, I was at 2 and not 0. Oh wait, I paid for her to get to.
Yeah, you gave us some.
that's where we will officially drop the curtain on this week's episode.
Oh my god. Fun session.
Oh, this is
Definitely.
tense. Oh, fuck.